Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir?
My name's Bobby, and I am an addict.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Hey, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's stealing?
Please.
Who's that?
All right, let's roll the Friday Night Freak Show. We'll be throwing it down live from the IFBC. The meet and greet is now just days away. The start of the college football season is now just days away, as well as the pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between getting ready to converge to Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. So the festivities begin Friday night at the Golden Nugget, I believe at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock local time, 4 till 6, I believe, is the open bar, the meet and greet. Hors d'oeuvres will be served, and then there'll be sheer motherfucking chaos on Friday Night Freak Show with Loshak and Jimmy the Bag from the meet and greet, after the meet and greet, somewhere in the Golden Nugget. I don't know. Maybe in somebody's room. We've said this before, and we'll say it again for some fucking reason. My room always ends up as like the hub, and that's not going to be the case this week. That will not be the case this week. And we can tell you an epic story about me once refusing to allow people to go to my hotel room. And other people were like, all right, fuck it, we'll go to my room. And then like an hour later, Mick Aussie fell through the fucking window. I said, well, this is why. This is exactly why. This is exactly why I didn't want to go to my room. All right, so we've got a couple of games going off the board here. I remember like last time even at March Madness, whatever, you know, not everyone was staying at Circus and a lot of people were hanging out there and stuff. So my room sort of became a hub, but later on in the night and stuff, like, you know, it was like 1 a.m. or something. I was like, all right, see you later, guys. I'm going back to my room now. I'll see you tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. Like I was shutting it down later. It was like 3, even 2:30 or 3 or something. I was all fucking wasted. And I didn't lock the door, fuck you. And like, you know, 4 or 5 in the morning, there's fucking Fat Bud from San Diego with like a bunch of chicks, which normally I would have been into, but I was passed out. He's like, hey man, you want to party, Morency? He's got these fucking chicks there. And the thing is, it was the strangest shit ever, man. We met these people, all right? They're from Portland. In Vegas. We met them they were from Portland. And there was this like there's like this metalhead chick. And there was like the hot chick. There was like a hotter one. And there was like a dude. And they were getting married the next fucking day. All right. So we met them and it was, all right, good for you guys. And hey, like we're buying them drinks and shit. Everyone's getting all wasted and stuff. And like 2 hours later, they're in my hotel room. And this chick's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to go through with this. Let's party and shit. And I was thinking, man, I was just hanging with you and your fiance in a bar. I'm not doing you, fuck. Like, this is not like I'm not that much of a creep, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like these other guys that we were with in Vegas, they were like, yeah, those girls. Remember that girl that wanted to get married? Yeah, we're coming to your room. It's like, yeah, real classy guys, fuck. You know, yeah, break up the marriage before it's even fucking started. I was like, I told them, you guys got to go. I was like, you guys got to go. Like, I kicked them all out. And then, like, half an hour later, Chris Edge rolls in at, like, 5 in the morning. And I said to Edge, I love Edge. I'm like, bro, don't you have a room in this, like, fucking hotel? This week, the party is all at Big Man on Campus's room. That's the center hub for all the partying. Actually, you know, Jimmy the Bag seems like the type of guy that'll roll with it. Fuck. I'll tell him, fuck. Tomorrow, on Friday night after the meet and greet, I'll say, listen, Jimmy, fuck. We got to go do that show now. He'll go, where are we going to do it? I'll say, let's go to your room. Let's go to your room. And then there'll be like fucking 30 people. Except I like Jimmy, so I don't want to throw Jimmy under the bus like this. Big man on campus doesn't really party, so he doesn't drink or anything. So that's not happening. Looks like Millhouse's fucking room. Brian Rowe. Millhouse, you're the man. Yeah, Millhouse, it's on you, buddy. All right, so instead of me talking here, I wanted to get to these stupid baseball games, even though I'll tell you right now, I'm in no fucking hurry to take the LA Dodgers. Like, I'm not really down with this. I like the Houston Astros. Let's go with Peacock. Let's go with Peacock and the Stros. Fucking bookmaker just pulled it, and they don't have it up in the live betting yet. They have it, but it's frozen. So we'll get to this in a second. Houston Astros, Seattle Mariners. I've been betting at bookmaker for the last couple of nights. I've been doing pretty well. Well, last couple of nights. I bet on the football last night. Oh, I actually get the Dodger game on TV too, of course. Why wouldn't I? I can't land the Dodgers at this price. The Cardinals are just too hot right now. That's the problem. Yeah, the Houston. I like Houston here. I like Oakland as well. I have Oakland in a parlay with Milwaukee, but Milwaukee's fucking me right now. But, Oakland's minus 230, minus 220, minus 230. It's pretty pricey. Out of these late games, the one I like the most is Houston. And, bookmaker's a good book, but I don't know what the point is if you guys are having live in-game betting on all these baseball games if every one of them is frozen right now. It kind of defeats the purpose of what live in-game betting is supposed to fucking mean. These fucking books. We got live in-game betting, except when we don't, when we freeze it, fuck. Really? Like, how long is it going to be frozen for? Like, look, the Dodger game has started. Let's see, the Dodger game. Fuck off, Apple. Fucking stupid fucking computer. Swear to God, fuck. I drink a bottle of water. I get a little moisture on my hand. Suddenly the touch screen moves and gets weird and shit. Fuck, man. For the life of me, how the fuck did Apple become as big as they did? Fuck. But I don't know, fuck. Justin Bieber got big too in today's fucking society. As bad as things are, at least you didn't tear your scrotum with a power drill. When I heard this too, I was like, well, scrotum. I was thinking, well, what is exactly the scrotum? Basically, the scrotum is your nutsack. UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell won't be fighting in the octagon anytime soon. The 10-0 fighter was doing some woodwork where he was injured to the point where he won't be able to train for an extended period of time, as he detailed in a very graphic social media post. I was going to train today, but I ripped my nutsack in half. I'm about to get stitched up. I was holding a board over my head with a drill in my pants. I was sizing up the board, and the drill went off and tangled my nuts up in it. I dropped the board and reversed the drill and untangled my nutsack, but it was ripped in half. I'm serious, LOL. I obviously can't post a pic, but when my nuts are sealed back in, I'm going to come train again. I think a high kick would rip them in half, ha, ha, ha. If I hear any shitty puns about how this is nutty or screwed up, I'm not going to talk to you for the next month. If you're going to drop a pun to make fun of me, at least put some thought into it. He then tweeted out a disturbing image of blood on his fucking boxer shorts. Oh my God. Fuck. Dear God, dude. Like, really? Like fucking, who puts a fucking drill in their fucking shorts anyways? Fuck. So the guy has a piece of wood on top of his head, and he thinks instead of putting the drill down on the ground, it'd be a good idea to fucking put the drill in his fucking shorts like a gun or something. I never understand people that put guns there either. It's like, dude, fuck, you're going to shoot your nutsack off one day. You're going to be like Plaxico Burress. It's one of these stories where, like, your fucking nuts hurt when you hear it. Here's the disturbing image. I don't want to see the disturbing image of the boxer shorts. I would look at the nutsack, but I'm not looking at the shorts. Yeah. I'd look at the nutsack, but I'm not looking at the shorts. Yeah, let's see this fucking torn scrotum. Dear God, though, man. A motherfucking drill in your pants gets caught in your nutsack. Yeah, you reverse the drill. That's probably a pretty good move, buddy. All right, let's see if we can get in on this fucking game now. Houston Astros still no. The Dodgers are still they're too big of favorites. I'm not laying fucking minus 200 with these motherfuckers. No, they're insane. It's minus 200. Thing is, St. Louis Cardinals are 15-4 in their last 19 games. Like they're not losing. I'm a Dodger fan, and the Dodgers are going to be fine. The Dodgers just are in a bad little weird deal here where they lose all these close games, but we'll keep our eye open for this Houston Astro game. I'm getting into football mode, and we're going to get into golf mode here in a minute. And what is our final Twisted Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Our final Twisted Tuesday here. As I stated, there'll be the occasional show. I'm going to be back here next week. I'll probably do a show or two from here. Maybe one. I don't know. My schedule's fucked up. And then maybe in mid-September, there'll be one last, maybe Patreon or one last quick blast, but I doubt it even. I don't know. I'll be in Kitchener. I'll be in a studio in Mississauga. I won't even be in downtown Toronto. We might do a show from Cam's house. Cam actually lives pretty close to the Metalworks Studios, so we might be doing a show from Cam's house. Who knows? I've never been to Atlantic City either, Wally George. But no, it's nothing like Vegas. No, it's just the last. I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys. We're not. This show isn't ending. We're just leaving this place. Like fuck, guys. Like, you don't think like if I was canceling the show, I would tell you. Like I don't want to get upset here, but we're moving. We are moving. I expect this from Bruce Chad or fucking, Andy in Montreal. Gladly, last night was the same thing. What last show, whatever. So now we're not on tomorrow night either. We're not on tomorrow. We're not on tomorrow, so people are going to be like, oh, that's it. It's over. Fuck. We have to rebuild the audience completely. Come on, Olin. We're just busting Olin Nolan balls. Don't worry. Feinberg will be with us even if we're in New York, all right? Jeff Feinberg joins us. A sharp-looking Feinberg tonight.
What's up, Gabe?
What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
My deepest condolences to you, my man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a rough little run, but hey, it is what it is. Like I told you before, it's like Rick Grimes. Like we keep moving forward.
Yeah, I
Harder
don't
and
know.
harder. Sort of like in a real Walking Dead. It gets harder to watch, but it gets harder to do. It's easier said than done, but that's all we can really do, But I do appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, you said looking sharp. I did, me and Mayo did a bunch of win totals. So just got home from that, and I've got to, always, I'm sure you feel it. Well, you never go to sleep, but you do these late night shows. When they're finished, you feel like you just like played a game or something. You're wired.
Yeah,
sometimes,
exactly. Can't go to
right?
sleep right away.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll be,
exactly. See this wrap. So you did a bunch of win totals. So you knew the viewership would be big with NFL stuff. So you want to have a nice, good look, huh?
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, did the a couple of them really stuck out to me. I find win totals very difficult. They're very sharp, but
All right, let's blast through the golf, and then we'll get into the win totals because
yeah,
people are into the golf, but it is football season right now. So I'm curious to see what you came up with.
let's
Even
do
though
it.
there are some people like Big Man on Campus here in the chat says, "Oh, win totals are no good because you have to wait." And
I agree. I didn't say I bet them, but we broke down. We did. We broke them all down. Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I hate giving the book my money till.
Like, you don't like the book holding your money for 6 months, right?
Like it's like, how much am I gonna bet? Like, okay, I'm not betting like $25, $40. What's the point of like even staring at that pending for all that money? And then like, I want to make a real bet. It's like, really, you got to eat it. I would say win totals, futures. Those are like the one good things maybe about getting like street books, But then sometimes these bookies are so sketchy. I don't even know if I'll be with you in January. So it's like, I don't want to make that bet. I don't know where we'll be.
Drusilla raises a very good point in the chat. You often bet golf futures months in advance, but you are getting odds on that as opposed to even money.
Yeah. I'm not laying like minus 155. That's a good point. The size of the bet, like the $30 bet on the golf future, pays a lot more. It's a good, fair point by Drew. But like,
okay, but how about this though? We say this, and I totally get it. And you know me, I've actually like fucking left so many wins on the table where people are like, "Great call, Morency on the Brewers over 78.5." I didn't get it.
You do shows. You got to do content. So anytime it's like a season starting, it's like an easy thing for you. You do win totals. You give your favorites.
I know, but the thing is, do you think that fucking Warren Buffett or the Koch brothers or Mitt Romney? Do you think if you told them, yeah, Mitt, we're going to double your money in the next 4 months in the college football season, he'd say, that's great. Like if you had that return ratio on Wall Street, you'd be the Wolf of Wall Street, fuck.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So it's perception. Yeah. It's just we as degenerate gamblers are impatient and stupid people. I don't think it's a dumb thing to do. I think we just as degenerate gamblers have no patience.
You are absolutely right. And it's like, I don't know, I'd rather take that $300 and turn it into 600 today, brother.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Well, I've heard people say, well, if you like a team, you just bet them during the regular season then. And you'll make the same money. You can make more money rolling it over and stuff.
Yes and no.
Playoffs, what if they don't cover the spread? You know what I mean? What if you're like, yeah, I like the Arizona Cardinals over 5.5 wins. I don't want to have to fucking worry about them covering spreads. I just want to get the 6 fucking wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you don't want to take a bath when you bet the money line when they're minus 300 and they lose as a touchdown favorite for some reason.
Yeah, to me, now I used to be very impatient, and I think that playoff futures are good. I think the playoff futures are good because it's shorter and stuff. And I brought it up last night. College football season's pretty short, right? It's only 12 weeks. It's different than the NFL. Like the NFL, you need to wait to January 6th to get paid generally. College, you're getting paid November 21st or something. It's a lot quicker and more palpable. It really is. But it's funny because you and I have talked about the perception of a sports gambler and a golf bettor in which they don't like the odds. Yeah. And, and it's one of the reasons why I'm not a massive fan of betting on golf because I got to wait 4 fucking days. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so let's get into this golf. So, how's this playoff stuff work? It starts off with 125, and then they whittle down after each tournament type thing.
Yeah, until we're left with only 30 guys get to go to the Tour Championship to play for that $10 million FedEx Cup. So yeah,
10 million on his own, huh?
pardon? Yeah, 10 million. That's 10 million to win the FedEx Cup. Usually, to win the FedEx Cup, 90% of the time, you usually have to win that last event. So you usually end up, winning the million in change from that event plus the FedEx Cup. Although last year,
you win money like in each tournament you're playing too on top of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're the champion, they give you a $10 million check.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. That is pretty good. Like, see, I don't like it when it's Tiger and it's Phil, two sort of washed up guys battling for 10 mil. It's like, yeah, go fuck yourselves. But in an open field, hey, that's a lot of money, man. $10 million. You know what I mean? Like, if you're any one of these golfers, and there's guys that aren't, Jordan Spieth or whatever, that are thinking, holy, like, that's life-changing money for anybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All golfers are hustlers too.
Oh, they're all carrying it. They're all carrying it. You hear all these stories. Like, there was a story last week. Kisner was in the rough. Some guy in the gallery was, sort of say, you get to X from here. I'll bet you on it. And Kisner hits the shot, doesn't even look at the guy. He did what he needed to do. Just put his hand out. Like, he wasn't even given a job or a break for $20. Like, you're paying him. Yeah, you're paying him. You open your mouth around a golfer, it'll usually end up costing you money.
Exactly. That's the thing. Golfers, they're money sharks to begin with. So
yeah.
There's $10 million at stake. So what did you say? How many people get eliminated per tournament?
It could sound different, but we're here at 125. It's 4 events. The final event is just 30 people.
125 to like 75 or something, right?
Yeah, I think it's 125 to like 100, 100 to 75, and then like 75 to 30.
So it's sort of like NASCAR in the sense that if you're in the chase or whatever, you don't want to do anything stupid, but you also don't want to fall behind, right? Like, so how do guys approach it? Like, does it matter where you finish in each tournament?
Yeah, because the points are
set every time. Or are you racking up points? Like you're points,
you're
right?
You're racking up the points that you've had all year. The points are more. It's like point and a half points. Now, all the players will tell you, Gabe, there's nothing more stressful than the guys. Like Harris English needed a par on the 18th hole last week to be 125. A birdie would have made him like 123. A bogey makes him like 126. He goes, it was like the most nerve-wracking hole he's played. It's
I won that make the cut parlay because Justin Rose sunk that punt, dude.
Oh my god!
Open, man.
And then he almost won the freaking thing.
Yes,
crazy. So it's time for the money players, as I'm sure you and Cam probably talked about, Gabe. The thing about these FedEx Cup events, going out back about 3 years now, they seem to be won by the elite players. Last year, Schauffele winning the Tour Championship was quite a surprise. He was ranked 66 in the world. Before that, like, no one outside the top 20 had won a FedEx Cup event in like 3 years. And on top of that, it wasn't just like guys inside the top 20 who were winning them. It was like the biggest names. It was like DJ and Rory and Day and even Ricky, won the BMW. And like, that's just who was winning them.
The overall champion last year who won the FedEx?
Last year was Justin Thomas. So I did. It was one of the rare times where the guy, because Xander was so far out in the top 30, he would have had to have a crazy scenario to have won it. But yeah, Xander won the Tour Championship, but Justin Thomas and his 5 victories over the year was enough to still secure him the FedEx Cup.
So one guy that's been so great in these majors that steps up in big tournaments all the time is Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, Brooks is officially now a different golfer in the eyes of Vegas and the general public.
Yeah,
you would all,
you're not getting a lot of value with him now. That's the thing, right?
yeah, I know he's no longer in the 20s. Used to be a high 20, high 20 player in big events. Now maybe low 20s in some events. Yeah, now he's right here. It seems like it's the right spot for him. It's hard to make a case. Those three, he's number 2 in the world now, Gabe. Uh, he's only won 4 events in his career. 3 of them are majors. The joke is, if an event's not big enough, he won't care. These FedEx Cup events are
now. He's hot. He's had a great year, and there's 10 million.
Well, Gabe, and that's the thing. He is he is one of the guys in the driver's seat to secure that 10 or to be in a position to win that 10 million come East Lake, the final event. So that is that. I'll tell you this. I woke up Monday, Gabe, thinking I think I'm just going to play like 3 guys under 25-1, just based on how these FedEx Cup events have gone. And this one, they moved it to a different course. It's a very old-fashioned tree-lined golf course. I came off my original instinct. I played a card with some longer guys. I did play one guy near the top that might surprise you, but it's a they haven't been here in a few years. Last time they were here, Hunter Mahan won. Matt Kuchar's won the time before. So it does feel like guys who are sharp with the irons and are putting well have a really good chance to win this week. This course gives,
like you said, this isn't a bomber course.
Yeah.
It's a narrow fairway, smaller greens, so more precision course.
Yeah, this course actually, in my opinion, gives a lot of life to maybe someone to win who Monday I didn't think might sort of step off that recent FedEx Cup trend of a really big.
If I'm looking at the field,
winner.
Everyone's just so fucking good nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Remember, like in the old days with Tiger, man. Tiger was playing Phil and a couple other guys, and
Phil and VJ. But now there's like 20. Now there's 30 Phils and 20 VJs.
I'm like every one of these guys. I'm like, holy fuck! Like Dustin Johnson, Koepka, Thomas, Day, Woods, Spieth, Rahm, Rose, Molinari, Fleetwood, Simpson, Cantlay. I'm looking at Cantlay can win this fucking thing, and like even the names you keep going: Snedeker, Matt CM, Adam Scott, Matt Kuchar, Zach Johnson, Tony Finau, Gary Woodland, Paul Casey. I mean, a guy like Ian Poulter's even 7-1, 70-1. Phil Mickelson's 90-1. Like, there's a lot of good. It's a deep ass fucking field, man. Every guy's good.
Yep. I don't know really how else to answer it. It goes back pretty deep. That being said, I do still believe
that. The elite guys usually win play well things.
Yeah,
and who's the elite guys this year? Your boy Dustin. I don't know. He's too inconsistent for me.
Yeah, Dustin's, in many ways, Gabe, I think he's a very strange cat. I think we talked about it. Like, he can find ways.
He's a happy guy. He's not hungry enough.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, man. Like, if you ask me, like, I don't know, it's pretty, I don't want to say embarrassing. It's Dustin freaking Johnson. But let's look at what he won. He won, like, the Tournament of Champions, which is kind of like a hit and giggle out in Hawaii. Everyone's.
We talked about it. You said too when they asked him, "Did you have a good year this year?" He goes, "I had a great year this year."
Yeah, great. Had a
great time. Was fun. Great year. It's like, well, you didn't win a major.
No, and Gabe, to your point, the question exactly was, can this year be a success for you if you don't win a major? And he almost laughed that off. Like, dude, I won 3 times. There's still a FedEx Cup. There's going to be the Ryder Cup. Like, you got no idea. Well, like, we would just look at it and be like, dude, you're the number 1 player in the world who didn't win a major. Like, that's it. You won the fucking Tournament of Champions. You won Memphis the week before a major, and you won fucking in Canada the week after a major. Like, he didn't win anything. I love Dustin Johnson.
And very good point, too. Weekend field and all of them. The Memphis, St. Jude's, like you said, the week after Canada, most of the big boys took off. He played because he's an RBC guy.
So, like, as a hardcore golf fan, and I love Dustin Johnson, and I give credit to these guys that we never see winning but are just on tour. I think they're all legends. Like Brian Gay, man. Just having a tour card to me for 18 years makes you a legend. So I say that, you got to understand this. But, like, as a hardcore golf guy, I look at Dustin, and I'm like, dude, you didn't win shit this year. Like, no offense. But he won 3 times, but I don't know. Not impressed. Does that with his eyes closed.
You got Koepka, but Koepka's suddenly 12-1. That's the problem there from a betting perspective. I like him in DFS, but betting 12-1. Thomas is 12-1. Cam today, his one and done was Jason Day. That's the guy he picked.
Yeah. Sorry, who can't pick Jason Day? That seems to be a really popular pick of the elite players this week. I know Pat is quite high on Day this week. He seems to be scrambling very well again, which is kind of like his secret sauce to competing. Yeah, I got nothing. I could see.
You know, a guy who caught my eye, and we'll talk to Tiger in a second. Tiger's 14-1. Seems like a lot of DFS guys like him, but the guy, you know, and whatever. I take this guy a lot, but you know, I'm slightly concerned about the health, but at the same point in time, he's just so fucking good. And Justin Rose at 18-1.
Yeah, people like sort of, you know, I'm not betting Justin Rose, and me and Pat sort of get complaints when we don't bet Justin Rose. We just
like, how come you don't take Justin Rose? Yeah.
No, but it's more like we didn't take him, so we don't end up talking about him. And people are like, why don't you talk about him? And I'm like, what the fuck is there to say about Justin Rose? He's the most consistent player out here. Like, there's nothing I can tell you about it. I do hope he's healthy. I'm going to surprise you and a lot of people who follow me, Gabe. I wasn't talked into this by anybody. I'm on Jordan Spieth this week.
Oh,
I'm on Jordan Spieth.
It's rare you jump on Spieth. So why do you think this is the week? So Spieth is 18-1 as well. Why is this Spieth's week?
Yeah, I was able to pull a 20. But you know, it's all really the same.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm a little afraid about his ability to get in the fairway, but I just think the small greens. He's been making strokes on. He's been putting.
Is putting enough?
Yeah, I thought he had after such a sloppy start at the PGA. I thought he played fine. I'm just kind of impressed. Sorry, I don't want to say impressed. I'm seeing some things, and like I said, like this place like Kuchar won, Mahan won. Kind of feels like a place that will suit him, what he does very well. My biggest concern is him getting that ball in the fairway. I'm not going to lie, but I am quite high on Spieth this week.
You know what? It's sort of, he's been my guy, but I'm finally been burnt out. He's finally got me enough over the years. You know, and you're talking about the driving accuracy, and it's interesting here is I see an interesting fact that, you know, and I like to correlate DFS into gambling often. It's really helped, you know, merging the two. And as far as the elite players over $9,500 on DraftKings, the only guy to fucking rank in the top 70 in driving accuracy is Justin Rose. Pretty crazy, fuck. So these guys just spraying around everywhere, I guess. And they're good. They can scramble after.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. I think a lot of guys can keep the driver out of the bag a bit this week and still be in great spots. I would say
Molinari this week too. In that, you know, Molinari's just been so fucking hot this year. It's like, all right, man, motherfucker ain't winning every fucking week. Chill out. And he's playing all over the globe and he's flying around. He's winning everywhere. But, you know, he cooled off a little bit, but it seems like
you know what?
And the computer seemed to like Molinari this week, dude.
And Gabe, he was kind of not like right there with winning, but I think he finished like in the top 10 or flirted with the top 10 at the PGA. I'll say this. You know, because you use a guy like a Kuchar or like other guys, I would say in 2018, where we stand right now, the best way to describe who this course suits is Francesco Molinari. Incredibly accurate with the driver, incredibly accurate with the irons. He could have putts from 18 feet all freaking week. He gets hot, he's dominant. He's a PGA player. He's bound to hit a couple. It's funny to say, like, he's the ultimate prototype. You know, maybe you'd say like Spieth, kind of, but like that, you know what I mean? That elite, like he's the most elite plotter on the planet right now, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I believe this is a plotter's course. I'm sort of biting my hand and going with Jordan Spieth, and I will cry if like I took Spieth and Tiger wins.
I'm looking at
like, you know, I'll cry happy for Tiger, also cry like, oh my God.
I'm looking at some computer projections, and Spieth is actually ranked third.
Yeah, no, listen,
right there says DJ, Justin Thomas. And often the projections will mirror the odds, but I find it interesting, isn't it? We talked about it with Koepka. As good as Koepka is, suddenly he's 12-1. And in reality, the computer has him ranked 9th. So it just sort of shows the betting perception in the public and reality, I find there.
Yep.
The golf, like in golf, guys, a guy wins, it really moves the market a couple of times. And it depends on who he is. Like if he's European, it doesn't. You know, if he's Asian, it doesn't. Fuck. If he's American, it does, right?
You know, the market moves in many ways, Gabe. It's not silly.
Well,
You know,
look, if, you know what was
you
did
see
Donald
a
Trump
team
ever
win-
tweet, did Donald Trump ever tweet about Molinari? I don't think so.
No, but Gabe, it's like,
He tweeted about Koepka. Man, is this guy ever mentally sharp, right? I mean,
but it's all the same. It's like anything, you know. Though it's, you know, the concept of betting, it's a bit different.
that's what I
But
was talking about with the NFL.
yeah, you bet that team that looks awesome on Sunday Night
Yeah,
Football.
people always, you know, gauge. Oh, I can't believe I took the Dolphins. They lost this week to the Browns when I just watched them cover against the Patriots last week. I don't understand what it's about,
exactly.
right? You know, the
Perception
public.
Yeah, your eyeballs. Just Vegas knows, man. That Vegas is a sucker. They know what everybody's eyeballs saw last, and they
People
take.
remember what they. Yeah. You don't bet what happened. Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
You bet what's
Like
gonna happen.
you're telling me that team that crushes on Sunday Night Football isn't like more popular on next week's betting card? Like, there's just no way that's not like consistently the case.
Yeah, and there's also I can look it up. We can find it. There's also a historic thing. The teams that win on Monday Night Football never cover the next Sunday, right?
Yeah, well, they're probably getting a point and a half, being shaded a point
Yeah,
and a half.
people are
at
like,
least.
"Oh, I just saw them on Monday Night Football. They look great, fuck. All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna play
yeah.
it again this week." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No,
All right, so
absolutely.
Your one guy is Spieth. Who are your other guys then? You said maybe you're going to bet only 2-3 guys this week. So 3. You got Spieth, and who are the other few guys you like?
Well, I went farther down the card because I thought I was just going to play more of the top, but I ended up falling back. I like Patrick Reed at 55-1. I scoff at that. I will come back.
I agree.
I will come back to Patrick.
It's funny you say Reed because when we were talking earlier about $10 million, I actually thought of a guy like Patrick Reed. You know, he's just frothing at the mouth to win that 10 mil, you know?
Yeah, no, and listen, 55-1. I'll make this comparison like right here. And I'm a big fan of the guy, and a lot of people really like him this week, and it makes a lot of sense. And I might even be suckered into picking him, and he's still at 40 in a lot of shops, and that's Cantley, Gabe. And I look at this, and I'm like, I love Patrick Cantley. He's 35-40-1. Like, is this like when the books like make the Browns 4.5 point underdogs versus the Patriots? And I sit there thinking, like, there's no, like, the books must know something. Like, they're trying to keep me off this game. And the next thing you know, like, I don't know, the Patriots end up killing them anyway. But, like, I look at that, and the degenerate gambler in me is like, the books are trying to keep us off him. Like, they must know something. How on earth is Patrick Cantley 20 points shorter
I have him on my DraftKings team. Cam likes him. He's in Cam's 6-pack here.
Yeah, it's a great
this week.
There is a lot in his game suits, and the type of greens that these are in the grass are the ones that he puts the best on. So I could find a way probably to bet him. But Patrick Reed at 55-1, I'll go to the well with that time and time again. I think he's fantastic. I was able to pull a Hatton at 80. I see he's dropped a bit in some places. He's a world-class putter on these small greens. I think it can work for him. And I know I don't want to get into it because every time I get into it with this guy, he ends up embarrassing me. But I will, every time they want to post Bryson at 80 and keep doing it, I'll go back to it, Gabe. He missed the cut with a 3-putt at the PGA on 18. It pissed me off fucking good. I'm not going to lie. But you know the one thing about Bryson that I'm 150% certain of? He's madder than everyone. He's more upset than me. He was more upset than anybody at how he did it, and he never stops grinding. And I believe his system will get back in line, and everything will be fine. Statistically, he's having an elite season. For him to be priced here is mind-boggling to me. Every time I bang the drum for Bryson, he kind of ends up embarrassing me. So I'll shut up. But I think that's a stupid number.
He's like a dickhead, but it's funny. His name sort of jumped out at me earlier today. You know what I'm looking at here too, and a guy that you've taken before, and you've talked about him here on this show, and he's been really good to me in DraftKings, is Chris Kirk. And I'm looking at Chris Kirk here, plus 550 to be top 20, man. Kirk's pretty fucking good. He's sneaky good, this guy.
Yeah, a lot of good, the big odds you were talking about, how these guys, they're so good. They have such big odds. Hopefully people can take advantage of that and use it for some T20, T10 odds, when these guys get such boosted numbers. And maybe it's a smarter way to play because we know these elite players sort of find a way into winning these FedEx Cup events. But Chris Kirk's a form player, and he's in good form. So I got nothing. He rides his form. So I'm not going to – there's nothing I got negative
Dodger game right now. I have the Dodger game on here. Of course, I didn't take the Dodgers tonight. Fuck, it cost me last night. I didn't want to lay the 200, but –
I'm an idiot. I did lay the juice, Gabe. I don't know. I thought they'd be angry today, but I'm nervous. I did it nervous.
They're always loose by 1 run. So they got the bases loaded right now with 1 out. This happens every fucking game. I swear to God, like 6 times a game. So they've just had like 3 weird singles in a row. Here's Yasiel Puig with the bases loaded.
Oh, yeah, 3 shit singles.
Yeah, it bloops like weird. Like the Cardinals fucking ran into each other on one.
In-game variance has the Cardinals in the dugout. Put it that way.
Going to run by getting hit.
Yeah, Gabe, in-game variance.
Just leaned in. The Cardinals are pissed. Yasiel Puig just leaned into a pitch.
Well, good for
I like that. No one does that anymore. Puig just basically didn't move, and he just fucking.
What did you think Puig would be the first guy in the league to just want to hit a grand slam and not care about anything else? But he just put his hand in front of that pitch.
Yeah. Oh, they're saying it hit the bat.
It might have.
It did hit the bat. It did in slow motion. If you look, but his hand never.
Gabe, his hand is lower than the bottom of the bat, though. It hits his hand. Like his hand is lower than the barrel.
He didn't move at all.
But it just seems like his hand was lower than the bottom of the barrel. That's a bad spot because I think Puig was the 8-hitter, Gabe, and now I think it's the pitcher. So the Dodgers kind of got,
That was good by Puig. Puig didn't try to get out of the way, that's for sure. He probably figured out that's not a fastball, whatever. Fuck.
Gabe, 200 to 1. I'm high on Bo Hostler, although that might be a smarter T20, T25, or T10, T20 game as well. Yeah.
Okay, so Feinberg is taking Jordan Spieth.
Taking Patrick Reed. I'm taking Bryson DeChambeau. And I'm taking Hatton and Rafa Cabrera-Bello. Those are the bets I have.
All right, let's get into your NFL win total. So what did you guys come up with?
After breaking it down, there are a few. I'm just going to load up the odds here. My favorite ones, I think they all ended up being unders, Gabe, and I guess we'll see what you I'm just trying to find it, load it up, because I want to get the juice right on them. Where the hell are they on 365? Okay, well, I'll start it off anyway. One of my favorite ones, and it's kind of been chalky. Seattle at under 8.5. This team, the dream is dead. Gabe, I could tell you firsthand, I don't want to overrate preseason. I watched that entire half of Chargers-Seahawks. Yeah. The Chargers and the Seahawks play every year in the preseason just based on proximity and not being confident.
Yeah, they always used to beat you guys, not this year.
Yeah, but they always used to beat us because even in week 2, I would hate playing Seattle in this Pete Carroll era because they always play to win, even in the preseason. They're angry and they're mean. I'm like, oh my God, like we're the Chargers. We always get hurt. Like I hate playing Seattle. Like they're just too aggressive for a preseason. Dude, they look like a bunch of kittens, dude. Yeah. And Russell Wilson played the whole first half. And they're worse than they were last year. Russell, they went 4-4 at home last year. Like I don't even know what that 12th man is. Like I don't want to give them too many home wins. I think that dream is dead. The era they should have had 2 Super Bowls. They got one. It was
the division is much harder now.
Yeah, the division's harder. Their offensive
in the last couple of years. Suddenly the Rams are elite.
Yeah, and
they just San Francisco are good. Arizona are no pushovers.
No one's left, man. They can't run. The secondary sucks. They can't protect the quarterback. Obviously, Wilson is is amazing, and he might even be pound for pound the best player in the division.
He's like, I said on the radio this week, I said to Cam yesterday, actually, I said, Russell Wilson's like fucking Mike Trout. They're wasting this guy's career. Like, it's to the point where Wilson.
Well, but they had a win. Like, they,
but
out
of here, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to say that because, it started, the career started, like, he went to 2 Super Bowls out of the gate. So I feel like he's already kind of surpassed Trout, although they're both amazing.
Yeah, but now it's been, hey, listen, it's been 3 years removed, man. It's been, from the Super Bowls, and they're getting worse. They're regressing. The Seattle Seahawks owner is extremely rich in Paul Allen, but he's not acting very rich recently, is he? They all do the bait and switch. They're successful, and then after. Now, listen, they needed a changing of the guard, Seattle. I think it's healthy for them that they got rid of Sherman. I think it's good they got rid of Michael Bennett.
Absolutely, sure. I don't disagree with any of that. And guys,
I do agree. They're not a good football team right now. They're living on reputation. I don't see how they win 9 games either.
Yeah, I don't. So that's one of them. That one comes with the most juice, and it's very public. That scares me because it seems like the world is hating on Seattle, and maybe they got a rabbit to pull out of the hat. But that was one that caught my eye. That if I had to pick a few favorites, that was one of them. Sticking in the NFC, I cannot believe. I don't know how this is real that you could still get Tampa Bay under 6.5, Gabe. Every year we see a veteran team. It just shit hits the fan and everybody just cashes out. Dirk Cutter is a lame duck fucking coach. That doesn't even exist in the NFL, and Tampa's letting that exist. The cost of doing business in the NFL is you keep your coach, you just extend him for a year because there's no such thing as lame duck coaches in sports. Just the cost of doing business. Tampa Bay is like, fuck that. He's a lame fucking duck. And that team, I don't see it. I think Fitzpatrick is at the start of their schedule is horrible, and they got Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans. They could go 0-6 just in the division. 6.5, they might be picking first overall. I mean that. In my opinion, minus 130, they're not flirting with 500. That's what 7 wins is. They're not a flirting with 500 team.
I'll tell you what. The best way to simplify this, and I agree, and Tampa is going to be one of my big. I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks actually, but there's no way in hell Tampa gets the 7 wins. Get this: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers first 3 games of the season. Now Jameis Winston suspended as well, right? Not that it really matters that much, anyways. Fuck, him and Fitzpatrick are both the same. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers' first 3 games of the season are the toughest opening 3 games in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
If you combine the records, they open up at New Orleans, 11 wins. Week 2, they get the fucking Pittsburgh, and they get the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a combined 32 wins. No team has ever faced that many, that good of teams out of the gate. They're going to go 0-3. And even their 4th game, the 4th game is against the Bears. So they're going to go 0-3. So let's just simplify this, Jeff. So they go 0-3. That means they have 13 games left. They have to go 7-6 from week 4 to the end of the year. They would have to go 7-6 after they will lose the first 3 games of the year. And there's no way in fucking hell they're going 7-6 in the next 13 games.
To me, they got Atlanta and New Orleans are legitimate Super Bowl contenders to represent the NFC. And while I'm not as high on Carolina, they won 11 games last year when nothing seemed to go right for them. Like they dealt with a lot of bullshit.
That's what I've been talking about. The Carolina Panthers, everyone thinks they suck and Cam Newton's this and Cam Newton's that and they're terrible. Dude, they had a lot of injuries last year. They had no weapons to work with.
Yeah.
11 games,
Yeah, 11 games. And I don't know if that owner bullshit was in the season, but they just dealt with –
It was. And also, they traded Kelvin Benjamin. They had that bullshit. They drafted the Moore kid out of Maryland, who's a fucking stud. They got the young kid out of Ohio State. And I know you know fantasy and you know guys. Let's not underestimate. McCaffrey's the real deal, dude. You see this guy in the preseason, he's gonna fucking kill it this year. This guy.
Yeah, he's flying up. Yeah. People are drafting him high. It makes. Yeah, I get it. I see it. But you're right. We're both right. They won 11 games, and it felt like so many things worked against them. So, well, I don't think they're as good as Atlanta or New Orleans, and maybe I'm wrong there. I'm not discounting Carolina.
I have them personally. I have them ranked ahead of Atlanta, and I've got New Orleans and Carolina as 1 and 1A. Like I think they're, dude. Last year they were both 11-5. They played in a playoff game, and Carolina could have fucking won the game if Cam Newton didn't get killed at the end when he got sacked by both.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like you said, there's so much negativity around Cam Newton all the time. Even when he succeeds, people say he fails. You know what I mean? It's weird with him.
I'm actually really high on him again for fantasy. I think he's bought into, a lot of the stuff Norv Turner's tried to help him with. And
yeah,
you can take your shots at Norv Turner as a head coach. I experienced it, but there's no secret to his ability to help bring quarterbacks along. His sweet spot that's his sweet spot.
Carton, when I was in New York, Carton told me a funny story about Cam Newton. And, so I remember Carton used to do the show with Boomer Esiason, right?
Yeah,
Carton,
big show, the biggest show in New York in the mornings. Yeah.
So Carton and Boomer. So I was talking about something. I always tell people that NFL players, they don't know who anybody is. And they don't really like football. They don't watch football. Look, the Cardinals just nearly ran into each other again. What the fuck's wrong with these guys today? It's like they're drunk. Of course, the Dodgers managed to get one run out of this only. So anyways, it's funny shit. So I guess Boomer Esiason was at some football fucking like charity camp type thing, like a football camp, but it was like quarterbacks and NFL quarterbacks were there. And Cam Newton's there. And Boomer Esiason standing there, and Boomer Esiason. So all the quarterbacks at this camp like threw a bomb, like in this drill type shit, like to the kids or whatever, right? To the people at the camp. So it's like, fucking Joe Flacco goes up, throws a fucking bomb. Cam Newton throws a bomb. Boomer Esiason's there. It's like retired guys too. Fuck. Boomer throws a fucking couple of bullets and shit. And Cam Newton says to him, he goes, hey, man, he goes, you throw a pretty good football, man. And Boomer goes, oh, yeah, thanks. And Cam Newton says to him, did you ever play football in high school or anything before? And Boomer Esiason said to him, yeah, I played in the Super Bowl before. And he's like, really? With who? For what? And he's like, no shit. He's like, no, really? It's like, dude, Boomer Esiason is pretty recognizable too, and he's on TV. Like Cam Newton did not know Boomer Esiason was an NFL analyst, and he did not know he was a quarterback. Like he did not know.
Gabe,
and I'm telling you, like you think, people remember when then Tomlin fucking tripped the guy in the Ravens, and the fucking guy on the Ravens said on the sideline, that fucking Coach Thompson tried to trip me. And someone said, I think it's Tomlin or Timlin. Like they were talking on the sidelines. What is his name? They were like, no one really knew the coach's name on the Steelers. They don't know each other's names. They don't give a shit. They don't care. Fuck.
And Gabe, to your point, I don't know if it's kind of the same. This Michael Porter Jr., did you see his story this week?
No, what about him?
He was like in an interview. He thought Vince Carter was drafted in 1987.
He did.
Yeah, so you're right. Like they just don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. And you
the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks went to Dallas last year when Jason Kidd was their coach before he got fired. They wondered why he got an ovation from the crowd.
Oh, that's the best.
They asked him, like all the dudes all the young guys all said, why is the crowd fucking cheering for our coach?
That's the best.
And they were like, they had no idea. And they were like, what? You played for the Dallas Mavericks, really? They didn't fucking know Jason Kidd played. Fuck. They don't know. Dude, there was a fucking poll, man, that basically like fucking, 60% of people in baseball didn't know who Jackie Robinson was. You know what I mean? Like they don't know. They don't care. Like people don't realize this. Like they don't know. They don't watch the game. They don't watch TV. Half of them don't even like the sports they play. Fuck.
Yeah.
The John Olrud story, it's fucking Some people fucking say it's an urban legend.
Well, Gabe, on that, they don't know, they don't care. That might bring me to the third of my favorite win totals. On what I thought there was a mistype. I thought Mayo gave me the numbers wrong when he gave me the AFC West list, and the Raiders were at 8.5, and Kansas City was at 7.5.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. There's only one team that will beat the Chargers this year to win that division, in my opinion. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. It sure as fuck isn't the Oakland Raiders. And Oakland Raiders at 8.5 under. I don't know. I don't know. These guys know who John Gruden is. I since the moment that contract was signed, I had a feeling it would backfire. In my opinion, I don't think this team wins 9 football games. I think Denver's going to be okay. I think it's a very competitive division. They couldn't win on the road, and they haven't won a road game in the division in forever. I don't care. Let them pay Jordy Nelson and Doug Martin and give Khalil Mack the middle finger. It's like astonishing to me what is going on there at the moment.
I agree. I agree with you on all your picks, Jeff. I really do. I like all of them. I've talked about the same. Man, this Gruden thing. Gruden's a good guy. He's a funny guy. He was a good analyst in the booth. Yet, and I'm not even saying Gruden's a bad football coach, but you know what Gruden is not good at? Evaluating talent. Like these guys that are like name dudes and they get the power, right? Because they're sought after. So, Gruden didn't take this job to like, oh yeah, you're going to have no control over player personnel. You know what I mean? Gruden's like, I'm a big star, so hey, I want to say in this, I want to say on that. And then what did Gruden do? Like, in what world, like you said, in what world does he think that Jordy Nelson's better than Michael Crabtree right now?
Yeah.
Like, Michael Crabtree was their best wide receiver. He's better than Cooper. And listen, I'm not even Crabtree's biggest fan, all right? But the guy, he's good, all right? He's not a star, but he's not a superstar, but he's a star, and he was reliable for them. He was good. Jordy Nelson is done. You think the Green Bay Packers would get rid of one of Aaron Rodgers' best fucking friends unless he was damaged goods?
He's a dime a dozen veteran receiver.
With a bad back, who's slowed down and who's always injured. But whatever, Gruden just thought Crabtree had attitude. So he's like, well, I don't want to deal with this guy. He's kind of an ego guy. I don't want to deal with him. So he gets rid of him for Jordy Nelson. He brings back Marshawn Lynch, who's a publicity stunt fuck. Like, really? And you know who he signs to back up Marshawn Lynch? Doug Martin. Like, Gruden's putting the team together like he thinks it's fucking like 2006 or something like this. Like, he's fucking whack. And then Gruden, basically alienated Khalil Mack. Gruden's not in a hurry to get him in there. Gruden would just as well trade him. Like, you just look like Gruden, and even one of the players, remember they said Gruden's showing us fucking grainy video from 1976 and shit. Like, listen, I'm old school, Jeff, but shit doesn't work, man. Like, Gruden, I'm telling you, you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when he was in charge. He won he won the Super Bowl, and he got the, he got the glory and shit for Tony Dungy's team. It became a shit show after when he was in charge.
Yeah,
incredible. Johnson, fucking this quarterback, that it was a shit show, bro.
Yep, I'm with you, Gabe. I don't see it. 100 times out of 100, this isn't like, Pete Carroll comes back after being great in college. Like, this guy's got an eye for talent, and it showed. Those like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round picks that him and Seattle built for like 2 years.
That's a great point. We've talked about it. You're right, Jeff. And look, Pete Carroll's kind of removed from college, so he's not as good at it anymore.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be, but it just seemed right. Like, hey, see, like this guy, like, and I get it, different, but like Gruden wasn't aware. It's not the same. Gruden is so out of touch, in my opinion, and I think we joked about it before. What do you think he looks at the sheet that the Gary and Thorne looking kid like hands him? Like, about like real analytics.
He talked about that recently. He basically said he thinks it's a pile of bullshit and they've ruined this and that, and exactly.
It's real numbers. I'm not. Listen,
it's
I get it.
Publicity hire. It's a fucking publicity hire. It's all it is. They figured. Davis figures, wow, Gruden's a big name. It'll shut people up because you got to remember, people in the black hole in Oakland, they've put up with a lot of bullshit, right? Like the Raiders go into LA, they go back, they leave, you know what I mean? And people always accept them back and shit. It finally was enough. Like even that Darth Vader guy that's been there forever, like started a boycott. And, you know, all these guys, he goes, it sucks, but we watch Rams games now. And, you know, so basically they started to lose some of even their diehards. And that's why they signed Marshawn Lynch. They were like, well, we're going to Vegas anyways. Fuck it. We'll give him Marshawn Lynch. And, you know, he's a local guy. The badass Raider fans will like him. And hey, we'll get Gruden. And now, you know, I don't even know if Gruden's going to make it to 3 years to Vegas, bro, at this rate.
Is it 3 years in Vegas? When does Vegas begin?
I don't know. They supposedly in 20 fucking, I guess 2 more years. So this year, then they're in Oakland again next year, and then it'll be in Vegas the year after that.
No, the Cardinals. Fucking shit.
They're scrappy, the Cardinals. Like,
too scrappy. Since Matheny left.
It's not their last year in Oakland now. It's one more. There's this year in Oakland and there's another year in Oakland. So Gruden was almost like a publicity guy to carry them, and then they want Gruden to go into Vegas, right? And then Gruden signed a 10-year deal. Do you really think he's lasting 10 years?
I have no idea. I guess not. Good
There's
for
no
him.
way in hell he lasts.
Listen, we always joke like Gruden. Someone wrote, it's almost like Al Davis like name a price, and he said 10 million, and Mark Davis didn't say no.
Exactly.
And he actually hit the number. Like name the number. It was him.
Yeah, the highest paid coach in the NFL before that, it was Sean Payton at $8 million. Sean Payton's higher paid than Belichick, actually. Belichick makes like 7.5 or so. He's a little Payton's like a little higher than Belichick, surprisingly. And it's funny, both of them make less money than Harbaugh, Meyer, and Saban, and these guys.
Yeah, well,
Harbaugh's going to go to the NFL. Yeah, I know, because he wants to give up fucking $10 million a year.
There's also more money to pay them when you don't have to pay the fucking talent.
Yeah. These guys that get free houses, their kids go to school for free.
It's like Alabama showing off the virtual images of their $600 million like facility they're building. Yeah, you know how you can build stuff like that, and it's happening all around college because you don't have to pay the guy. You don't have to pay them. It's easy to build $600 million facilities.
So typical of the Dodgers, huh?
Oh no!
Like seriously, they had the bases fucking loaded earlier, 1 out. Bases loaded. The only way they scored is because Yasiel Puig got hit with a pitch. Boom. Right away, 3-1. That's why you can't trust these I mean, it's unbelievable.
Motherfuckers.
I know the Dodgers well. I'm a Dodger fan. If I'm not betting on them, Jeff, don't take them. I'm like Pete Rose, fuck. When Pete's not betting on the Reds, you got to wonder why.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah.
Jeff Feinberg. But you got some great NFL picks there. I agree with all 3 of them. I do.
Yeah.
I really do. And, you know, the other one I like is Arizona over 5.5.
Yeah, I talked about they won what?
Too low.
Yeah.
Too low.
They won a bunch of games
last year without David Johnson, who's one of the best players in the NFL.
Snap. Didn't they sign the offensive lineman from the Giants? Puig or Pogue.
They got new linemen. They got the Steve Wilkes, new coach, sort of a fresh guy. Arians is kind of stale and bitter and old and shit.
I just think people.
But look, dude, last year the quarterback situation was pretty dysfunctional, bro. You know, Carson Palmer was kind of underachieving. He got hurt. I thought he was going to have a good year. He got hurt. And they went 8-8 without David Johnson and with Blaine Gabbert and Drew Stanton. Fuck. And now you're telling me with Sam Bradford and Christian Kirk and fucking David Johnson back, they're not a better football team? Of course they are.
Yeah, no. Oh, my God. Dodgers are embarrassing.
What are they doing? Fuck these idiots.
Yeah, no, I'm on it. I think maybe there's just a hit on the number because people think the other teams in the division are so good. I could argue all three of those teams are a little
Overhyped.
over.
San Francisco's another overhyped one, and I think could go under the number.
Yeah, I'm not betting it. I have San Francisco going 8-8 if I had to guess what their record would be. So that would lead me to a San Francisco under. The Rams, I don't know, man.
I think the Rams are the real deal.
I'm not buying into the Rams winning the Super Bowl because I kind of feel like those things
I know.
kind of combust at some point. They got a lot of crazy people in there. Peters, Talib, Sue. I'm not doubting those are all upgrades.
They got to pay Donald. Fuck these motherfuckers. I don't know what their deal is with this.
Yeah, and they're playing a different game. There's a game within a game, Gabe. That stadium's being built in LA. They're asking. Listen, the Chargers are just they're like the homeless people. So we're not really a part of this equation, even though they get to sell tickets. But the Rams, what they're asking for the personal seat licenses. Imagine having a huge year as you're trying to sell tickets in LA to that building, to the luxury.
Rams,
there's no. They did what they.
Right now. It's all in, and you're right. It's almost like we want to win before the stadium.
Yeah,
you're right. We want to fucking have on the brochure Super Bowl champions. You guys want in corporate LA or not? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Stadium.
That's exactly it, Gabe. For the brochure that they have already sent out with those guys' pictures on it, and the brochure they hope that they can send out in 6 months, for what they're charging. But LA would love them if they win, and maybe if the Chargers can weasel in behind and maybe win some big games, yeah, they could steal some hearts and minds. Also, I'm not.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing. We'll let you get out of here in a minute here, but one thing is positive for you. Mike Williams looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a big key for you guys, right? I mean, you lost your tight end, but hey,
red zone target. Those kind of.
Yeah, this guy goes up and gets those balls. He looked very good doing it. And then, if Allen stays healthy and you actually have those two guys, it'll be pretty lethal, right?
Yeah, and Terrell Williams is no slouch. A lot of the deep analytics, really do love him. Maybe he's got not so much a fantasy guy, but what he does, and Phillip likes him, and Travis Benjamin can still run that go route. Hopefully, he doesn't drop the ball.
I'm starting to think you guys beat the Chiefs in Week 1. Normally, I beat the Chiefs.
And Gabe, I say this a lot. People are really high on Melvin Gordon. I like him. I think he can be a workhorse. But I'm really high on Austin Eckler as that Woodhead Sproles role that was so vital to Phillip specifically, but this Chargers offense for the last handful of a decade, that Woodhead Sproles role, I think he could take that over. And Phillip's at his best when he's got a little jitterbug under there. Listen, you know me, I'm always hyped for this team, but the way national media are talking about them, I am revving up.
They're dangerous. They're dangerous. They really are. There's got to be a changing of the guard eventually. The Patriots aren't going to the Super Bowl every year. I wonder who can do something about it. You guys potentially could, but you haven't, right? So it's one of those where
I'll say this,
right?
Yeah, and you break down our units. It's easy to get excited about every unit on the football field. I really do mean that. And there could be one of your listeners out there who loves football and understands how good the Chargers are at some of these positions. And if that person still says, Feinberg, for your sake, I hope the Chargers do well or they suck, whatever. But you're the fucking Chargers. You'll get hurt. You'll miss field goals. You don't play a fucking home game. I love you, Feinberg, but I can't put a penny on this team in terms of season outlook. Week to week, maybe I'll.
Him is a problem.
Week to week, you Chargers are getting 3 points. I love betting them because they'll lose by 2, or they'll push, or they'll win. But
the Chargers and the Lions. Well, before now, I don't trust Patricia, but yeah, the Chargers are the king of the teaser, Jeff. I've taken them for years.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, dude,
we've been going back to the Stan Hump. It's always been that way. The Chargers are the kings of. They're down by 10. They're going to score 7. They'll that back door, that teaser's always open for them.
Always.
Stafford and Phillip Rivers, I swear to God, you can know these guys' careers. If you just, don't think of anything, just say, I'm going to tease the Lions and Chargers every Sunday. You're going to win 80% of the time.
Yeah. If the Chargers are plus points and you juice those up, you'll cover more than 80. Because, I believe it. But, there are concerns. Like I said, there's a kicker battle going on, which is scary. So I don't know.
Yeah, the Detroit Lions too. What do you think about them? Like, I don't think it was Caldwell's fault. Like, I don't know. I don't trust Matt Patricia. What the fuck has Matt Patricia ever done? And look, you want to be bad, like you said. We can't judge. All right, it's preseason. It's 2 games. Not a good look, Jeff. When he even talked about it before about how it was important to play well at home, and he was excited. They got pushed around and dominated by the Giants, and the Lion players earlier, right away, there was a sexual fucking thing about how Patricia got off with an alleged rape years ago. And the Lion organization fucking behind the scenes was like, oh, fuck us. Fuck, we fucked up here. Now, the Lion players at first were like, Patricia seems all right. And it's the Pierre Maguire effect. Matt Patricia's a nobody. And Matt Patricia's been around Bill Belichick. So Matt Patricia has copies Bill Belichick, and then therefore runs practices like Belichick and talks like Belichick. It doesn't work, right? Like Pierre Maguire is the first one to admit it when, he was the coach at Hartford Whalers and he got fired. And he said I was an assistant with Scotty Bowman. And, he goes, I took everything Scotty Bowman did and I thought it would work because why wouldn't it work with Scotty Bowman? Because Scotty Bowman has the juice that he can fucking bitch at players, right? If you're a fucking nobody, you can't come in like you're somebody. And Matt Patricia is just some fucking bozo that was with the Pats. I think it was a bad hire personally. I stand by it. I don't know, man. Show me a Patriot. Like Josh McDaniels is a big little fucking asshole. All these Patriot guys all have big egos and shit. And they're all just disciples of fucking the players in Belichick.
Yeah, has there been a single good one? O'Brien, Cornell, Weiss.
Charlie Weiss is fucking terrible. Romeo Cornell is like the best one. And Cornell's a good defensive coordinator, and that's that. He's not a good head coach.
I don't know. I guess this will be like the litmus test on Bill O'Brien, because if that team's healthy, they should be fantastic.
But Bill O'Brien, I look at Bill O'Brien not as sort of a Patriot guy, even though he was briefly there. Bill O'Brien's coach Penn State.
Penn State. Yeah.
He's been his own man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like hang my hat on, he's a Pat guy. But we talked about it at length last night about how Bill O'Brien's the one guy that sort of concerns me about the Houston Texans because the Texans have enough talent to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they do. And I've seen, they absolutely do. And a blessing in disguise that, in my opinion, J.J. Watt got to be out all of last year because the season was lost. And he's been battling a lot of injuries all over his body. And yeah, he was out with something major, but I tell you, I think that did wonders for every part of his body to come back and be healthy. So yeah, they could be freaking amazing.
Jeff Feinberg, you can follow him on Twitter, G Feinberg. You can watch his videos with Pat Mayo. Jeff tweets them out, DraftKings Studios. So Jeff, it's sort of somewhat the end of an era here, but not really. It is what it is. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow night, and I'll be speaking at a conference, IFBC, at the Golden Nugget Football Conference, entering the Super Contest, and all that type of stuff. Then next week, I go back to Vancouver to handle some family business and celebrate, going for a nice dinner and honor my mother. And then the following week, so I don't know if I don't know if we're going to be on next Tuesday.
All right.
And then I'll keep you posted. But either way, I won't be here. And then as of next Saturday, I'll be in New York moving forward, but we'll still be doing the hits. So it's just sort of an end of an era here in Toronto, but feels crazy. Like I haven't really gotten sentimental about it because I've got another thing on my mind. But you think from the days of day one to the Score and Hardcore Sports Radio to now, it almost feels like it really is the end now. Like I won't be in the same city anymore. It's like we're closing the door on Toronto. It's the next chapter begins, New York.
All the best, like I said, the concrete jungle. I think you'll fit right in New York City.
Yeah, I'm hard-headed. I
don't know that Alicia. It's just a line from the Alicia Keys song because I'm a little more timid than you. I get to New York, I'm like, I don't know, it's big and scary. I mean it. You like you said those stories from those road rages where you'd get to hotels and drop Stacy and Aaron off and go head to the dirtiest parts of town.
Yeah, it's a little different, exactly. I'll be all right down there, but hey, I know we'll see you down there once the Chargers come down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's New York. It's a place everyone likes to get to, myself included. So yeah, just keep me posted and all the best, Gabe.
Hey, thanks for the time, Jeff.
Later.
Sandy asked who did Jeff take in golf. Jordan Spieth. That's his pick. Jordan Spieth. Some good football picks, too. Spenny Mac says Patrick Reed to win the Masters, Clemson to win the college championship, and the Jaguars. I like your parlay here, Spenny Mac. Listen, you're pretty good with this stuff. I don't have a problem with Clemson winning the title. I think Reed could win the Masters, but I don't think the Jaguars are winning the Super Bowl. I think the Jaguars are being a little overhyped too. But they're not being overhyped by the sportsbook because it's only 8.5. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's true. I wonder if Blake Bortles can play, as good as he played last year again. But the Jags defense is fucking elite. But I don't know. It seems like the Jaguars are going to have, the Jaguars already have ego problems. And they already, Ramsey talks shit like they've done something. I don't know. I think it could implode with these guys. Matt H says, I'm a massive Bama fan, but Clemson at 7-1. Yeah, Clemson. The thing is, man, good to see you, Matt H. Thing is, Matt H, is Clemson playing an easy conference. The ACC is kind of down this year. Miami are pretty good. I think Virginia Tech are all right. Florida State are overrated. It's not, and Clemson are so fucking good. So it's like Alabama actually has to deal with Auburn. Alabama has to deal with a good Georgia team and shit, right? Alabama didn't even win the SEC last year. So, Clemson's safer, even though they're not as hyped as Bama, because they're going to get to the playoff. They're going to get there, right? They just are. They have an easier path. Now, Alabama have been in all 4 college football playoffs. You can't overlook that. Clemson have been in what? 2 of them? 3 of them? 3 of them. Clemson have been in 3 of the 4. Clemson's getting close to becoming the Kings. They're still not the Kings yet. Clemson need to rack up a championship or 2, and Alabama doesn't. You know what I mean? But Dabo Swinney's the new competitor to fucking Saban, and Clemson are the new competitors. You look at it's funny. There was an article I read the other day about overrated college football coaches and underrated coaches, and it was other coaches that were saying this. I could go over the list, but a lot of college coaches think that Saban's overrated. Now, it could be jealousy, but basically, college coaches were stating they all accused. It was a good article. They all accused him of cheating. They basically said, whatever, Alabama, they get away with a lot of shit, with envelopes, and they no one does anything. They're too big to fail. And another guy said, listen, Nick Saban's a very good coach. But they said, imagine if Nick Saban was in the NFL and he got all 32 round first picks every year. He said, yeah. And he basically said, it's hard not to win with that talent, basically. But Saban built it up there. You got to give him credit for it, right? And I've always been of belief, too. It's not easy to coach good players. People think it is, but people always think, oh, anyone can win with that team. It's hard to coach really, really good players because they all have egos and shit. So it's hard to coach. People never gave Joe Torre credit for those Yankee wins and shit, but it takes a special dude to coach superstars. Like Steve Kerr. Some people would fuck it up, right? Steve Kerr just knows the perfect tempo and shit, right? He knows the perfect way to talk to them. Alabama lost 14 starters. Listen, Alabama always just reload, but this is the year that, to me, I'm looking at it. I think they're vulnerable. And when I say they're vulnerable, I just mean that they're vulnerable not to win the SEC. Like, they're not going to lose more than fucking 1 or 2 games. I don't know if Georgia can do it again. I don't think Auburn are as good. I think Auburn are overrated. So really, to me, it comes down to is, can Georgia beat Alabama? That's what it comes down to. Has Georgia arrived? Is Georgia good enough and deep enough now that they're going to knock Bama off again here? Can Georgia win the SEC again? But 14 starters, guys, are gone from Alabama. 16 guys, fucking Brewers came back and tied it, but just coughed it up again. Can't win them all. Fucking crazy. The Cardinals win tonight. They're going to be like 2.5, 3 back only of the Cubs. Look at this. They're just hot as fuck, man. Another hit here, double, whatever. Fucking long single. Oh, double. Jerko. Yeah, it's rare you have two brothers competing for a quarterback spot. Yeah, Alabama's lost a lot. The thing with Alabama is their schedule is pretty easy. You know, they open up with Louisville. They're going to win. I think Louisville could cover, but they're going to win. They get Arkansas State. Arkansas State will cover that game. Saban never covers out of conference games. But he's more liable to kick the shit out of Louisville than he is Arkansas. Like Arkansas State, he'll take it easy on. I respect the program. Like he'll take it easy on them. I tell you what, Alabama goes to Mississippi in week 3. That'll be a little bit of a test, but winnable. You know, Texas A&M at Bama, winnable. They're going to be 4-0. And like I said, they really didn't, you know, they play a cupcake schedule fun. Then they play Lafayette. Why? Like, why? Like, look at Michigan. Michigan, we're opening up at Notre Dame. Fucking Alabama will play Lafayette. That's the thing with the fucking South, man. They play these fucking pansy-ass fucking schedules, fuck. And look, like later on, too. Oh, Alabama plays Citadel, fuck, in fucking November. Really? Like, really? It was the Harlem Globetrotters, fuck? You know, like, why are you guys playing Lafayette? I'll give you credit. Arkansas State are no joke. The Citadel thing's a joke, fuck, but Auburn do the same fucking thing. It's like Alabama and Auburn think they're so special that, oh, you know, we'll play like a high school team the week before, right? So you look at Alabama's schedule, and it's sort of like Mr. Burns when he blocks the sun, fuck, when he says, oh, yeah, what are you guys going to do about it, fuck? And I'm looking here. What game's the scary game here? Alabama, like I said, they might not cover. They'll be big favorites. So Louisville could cover. Arkansas State could cover that game. They'll be getting a boatload. They'll fucking beat up Mississippi. Texas A&M blow. Fuck Jimbo Fisher. Lafayette are a joke. Alabama at fucking Arkansas. Ooh. Missouri at Alabama. They'll outscore them. Tennessee suck. Alabama at LSU. LSU blow. Mississippi State at Alabama. Citadel at Alabama. Auburn at Alabama. Do these guys even leave the fucking state of Alabama? Like, seriously, how many fucking road games are these guys playing? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 road games. That's Alabama's schedule. 4 road games and games against Citadel, Lafayette, and fucking Arkansas State. Great schedule. Big man on campus steps up in it. What's up, big man?
How are you, Gabe?
I was just going over Alabama's schedule. I was saying Alabama lost 14 starters, and I think Alabama, where I'm going with this is Alabama are still the kingpins of the SEC right now, but Dan Mullen's going to be dangerous at Florida in a year or two. This motherfucker can coach. They'll be able to recruit there. They're fucking good. Georgia, and look, Alabama doesn't play Georgia this year, and they don't play Florida. I mean, Alabama's schedule is pretty fucking favorable, big man.
Yeah, I mean, the only tough spot I think is going to be November 10th. I mean, you're off 2 straight road games. You get Mississippi State. I think the Bulldogs are a good football team.
Yeah.
Joe Moorhead's got a real good offense there. Defense.
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I mean that's where they come up roses really in every game. I mean, you could say it's a bad spot, but then you say, well, it's at home, or you get Auburn at home late as well. You like Clemson, they have a very easy schedule. If Alabama doesn't go 12-13-0, or 13-0, then they don't deserve to make the playoff. They should run the table with this.
I like what Grinch has said. Auburn only has to take an airplane once, fuck.
Yeah, and it's first game of the year, I believe.
No, Auburn, yeah, they'll bus it to Atlanta. They'll bus it against Washington. Yeah, no, it is what it is. And listen, next year, this is why I'm saying this. Like, it's just the way the schedule bounced. And I bitch about this with Wisconsin. Like, every fucking year, Wisconsin seemed to have this cupcake fucking Big Ten thing. It pisses me off. But it'll catch up. Alabama, where I'm going with this is, big man's right. I don't know if there's going to be a big drop-off at Mississippi State with Moorhead, to be honest. He's a pretty explosive offensive guy, and Fitzpatrick's a hell of a fucking quarterback. They're going to be a good football team.
Yeah, I really like them. I mean, the only concern you have is, Nick Fitzgerald coming back off an injury.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, they have great receivers. I mean, their running game's real solid. Defensively, they're good. I'll tell you what, Gabe, you mentioned Florida. Florida and Mississippi State are 2 wild cards in this conference. I mean, this Florida team is, if they can figure out the quarterback position, which obviously I know that's a big thing, but if they can figure it out, I mean,
I think the new kid, they were going to go with France, and I think the new kid, what's his name? Kyle Trask, off the top of my head. Trask, yeah. Basically, he's been kind of better, and they didn't want to just go to the freshman right away, but it looks like that could be the case. I don't know if there's been an official announcement yet, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's Trask out of the gate, actually. And hey, look, man, you can't argue with Dan Mullen's success with quarterbacks. From Chris Leak, Tim Tebow, Dak Prescott, Fitzgerald. I always mix up the Fitzgerald kid, and what's the fucking name of the Northwestern coach? He's Fitzpatrick.
Pat Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald. Sorry. He's Fitzgerald.
They're actually both Fitzgerald, yeah.
Fitzgerald. Then you got Ryan Fuckface McPatrick there, whatever.
Yeah, he's
whatever. Fitzpatrick. They're all fucking whatever. Mississippi State, but you're right. I think Florida in a couple of years, like they'll be playing in title games and shit with Mullen.
Yeah, I mean, Florida, Gabe, I mean, you have some big time. You got 2 receivers coming over from Ohio State and Ole Miss. They're both eligible now. You have an interesting quarterback battle. I mean, there's really a couple guys, battling for that. I mean, offensive line's among the best in the country. Defensively, they're strong. Gabe, they have a kid. I mean, think about this, Gabe. They have a kid on the defensive line, to Daryl Slayton, 6'4", 358. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean,
58, huh?
That's a big motherfucker up front. I mean, this is a defense, Gabe, that's generally very good. I'm telling you, look out for this group. They have some tough games. You got to go, play Georgia. You got Mississippi State. You got Florida State at the end of the year. But I think they're a 9-3 football team.
Well, here it is. I'm looking. Let's crank it up here. It is Kyle Trask. See, I'm pretty weird, big man? I can't remember Fitzgerald, but off the top of my head, I'm like, yeah, Kyle Trask, fucking Florida taking over. I'm a little burnt out tonight.
Yeah, same.
But yeah,
I'll tell you what, Gabe, though.
Trask, bro. Listen, we know Franks can't fucking do it, all right? You want to flirt around with this? Oh, Franks, let's give him a chance again. Whatever, man. This Kyle Trask kid looks like a stud, 6'5", 211 pound, out of Manville, Texas.
Yeah, but the thing is, all talk out of Gainesville is Emory Jones, the freshman out of Ohio State that came over. He's supposed to be the favorite, I've heard.
No, I'm seeing here. No, it's basically now. Look, I'm seeing quotes here. Felipe Franks, not worried about whose name starter. All 7 hours ago, 24/7 Sports, Florida Gators football. Kyle Trask strengths have him in quarterback battle.
All right.
Gainesville stud Trask coming on.
He's a pure passer.
I'm telling you, dude. Kyle Trask. I talked about this with Mark Lawrence last week. This Kyle, he's coming on. This kid.
Well, listen, they need to throw the football, and he's a pure passer, which they haven't had in a long time. Gabe, they haven't been.
You're right. The Emory Jones. So true freshman, Franks. All right. They've been competing against each other for the starting roles. This is the Gainesville Sun. Although Jones is technically still in the running, all indications are it's come down to Franks or Trask. They open up with Charleston Southern. Now that they're close to the finish line, Franks and Trask seem to be taking a low-key approach. According to Mullen, all three quarterbacks have made progress. Like you said, Trask is the one that's most comfortable throwing the football from the pocket.
I'll tell you who this team reminds me of, Gabe. They remind me a lot of Michigan. They haven't had a high-level quarterback in years.
Yeah.
I mean, Tim Tebow was the last good quarterback. That was the last time they were in the top 40 offensively, 2009. Urban Meyer was the coach there. They need to find a way to move the ball.
The offensive coordinator.
Yeah, they need to find a way to move the ball, and Trask might be the guy. You look at their backfield, Scarlett and P. Ryan are terrific. You had a good offensive line. This offense should be much, much better, and I think that's going to be the catalyst for them because their defense is always strong.
Yeah. Now, the Florida Gators, what's their win total? Let's see. I know you're a big win total guy. I said earlier, too, the party's not in my room. Like, people always end up in my room at these events. And my room gets fucking trashed. People are smoking cigarettes. I don't mind the weed, but the cigarettes. So I said, yeah, no. I said the big party's at Big Man on Campus's room all weekend.
Well, here's the rule. If you're other than Gabe Morency and Donnie Rightside, if you knock on my door, I'm going to break your hand, all right? Don't knock on my door, all right? You could call me. You could get me on Twitter. Don't knock on my door, all right?
We're going to find out what room Big Man's in. We're going to get it out there. Yeah,
I'm going to make it perfectly clear. Nobody tell anyone what room I'm in.
Yeah, I would advise, considering the psychos we have out there, I'd advise to check in under a different name as well.
I'm probably going to.
I'm staying in an unnamed hotel tomorrow night and Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, don't say anything. Just let it be, Gabe.
Yeah, I'm staying. All I'll tell you guys is I'm staying on the Strip, which I normally don't do. Which I normally don't do, actually. But I couldn't turn down the offer from Sonny and Taylor. They're such nice people. And like Sonny said, I was under the impression I was sharing the suite with Taylor, but I guess I have my own room. That's okay, too.
Bruce Shad says he's going to come knocking. Bruce Shad, we all know you haven't left your house in weeks, so you're not going to be there.
Yeah, Bruce Shad. Come on, Bruce.
Settle down, Chad.
Are you going to surprise us, Bruce? You're going to be in Vegas on Friday?
If he does, I would be cool because I'd like to meet Bruce Shad. Let me tell you this. If Bruce Shad comes to Vegas, I'll personally, and I never do this, I'll eat Domino's with him. I'll eat a piece of Domino's with him.
Wow.
And I'd never do that. Ever. I don't think I ever have.
Wow. Big man is gonna eat he's gonna eat some Domino's.
I'll eat one piece of Domino's if Bruce Shad comes to Vegas. I mean, he won't, but
you know, there's Domino's outside of your hometown, right, Bruce? I think that's what Bruce is worried about.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know.
I can't travel there. They don't have Domino's. Look, they got Domino's in Iran, fuck, right? There's Domino's everywhere.
But then again, he won't get his discount. You know, you probably get some nice discount. He probably gets free breadsticks or something with every order.
I'm sure. I'm sure Bruce Chad, you're like a VIP premium member. Fuck, like you go to Domino's and like Moscow, they know you. You're in their system. Fuck,
Dude, they were.
They'll be like, oh no, you Bruce Chad, Mr. Bruce Chad, yo, free pizza, 2 for 1.
You want the pizza, Bruce Chad? You've got it.
Yeah.
This is Moscow, Russia, but we know you here. Yeah, they were tweeting at him the other day, Gabe. Domino's. They tweeted at him. Yeah. He's like retweeting it. They're like, "Thank you for."
Domino's was tweeting at him.
Yeah, it's like it's amazing.
You know, Bruce Chad, I saw a guy. He's eating the most Big Macs ever in the world. He set like a world record.
That guy with the glasses, I've seen.
Yeah, fucking weird looking dude there.
Yeah. He looks like he's like in the Beatles or something.
Yeah. He's like, I feel fine. I remember seeing it. I don't want to be an asshole. I was like, bro, you don't look too good though. Like you might feel good, but you're not, But no, I'm just kidding. He's a nice look. He's a nice guy. He's like
he claims he has no health problems, which I find.
Yeah, no, exactly. So he's eating 2 Big Macs a day, every fucking day for like 40 years. And it's documented. He saves the receipts. It's known. It's like, there's no shit, whatever. So he's in the Guinness Book of World Records. And they asked him if fucking McDonald's gives him a deal. And he said no. He said, no, I don't get any deals. I'm glad to support the local business. I was thinking like with Bruce Chad, like, did you at least get deals from them and shit? They hook you up. Like at Christmas, they should at least send you a free pizza at Christmas.
Yeah, you should get a couple pizzas for free or something.
Like Bruce Chad, you live in a small town too. So like you're ordering from like the local place. And in other words, you're like me with that bookie, me and Cam. When it was great when a bookie told me and Cam this, He said, yeah, Cam is paying for the renovations on my garage. And he goes, you just bought my kid a new crib and some paint. It's like, yeah, basically he was joking like we're going to pay his kid's college tuition fee and shit. It's like, yeah, settle down, buddy. Fucking, it's like Bruce Chad, like, is definitely, he's sending like the owner of the Domino's in Bruce Chad's hometown. It goes home and like thanks like his wife and shit. He's like, man, thank God for that Bruce guy. Like, man, without him, man, I don't know if we could afford our car payments.
Well, that kind of reminds me the other night, Gabe. One of my final nights of eating, there's this company around here. They like deliver food from all these different places. So I ordered this food. I got a steak, and it was incredibly rare. Like I was like, this is not cooked correctly. So I called him like, oh, Mr. Nadu, you've ordered 144 times.
Oh, really?
We take care of you. I said, yeah, please take care of me.
Well, it's like me with some of these weed dispensaries. They're gonna be sad to see me go.
Yeah, they're gonna lose out on 10% of their business.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. It's like, well, Jazz brand has helped me out, but I actually had to go to a dispensary today. It pissed me off. It was like I'm hoping it's the last time I had to go in there. To be honest.
People are going to be clamoring for your business in New York. They're putting on. You should say, "Hey, listen, I come here a lot. Why don't you sponsor us?"
Yeah, fucking New York's got to get their shit together and legalize some weed like the rest of fucking normal states in America.
It's civilization. Everyone else does it. Why can't they?
Good thing about Nevada. So when you get in, you said you get in on Friday morning, right?
I get it there around 1:30 Friday afternoon. Yeah,
Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Big man, I'm rolling in early. I'm rolling in tomorrow night.
Yeah, you're there early. I considered doing that, but then it was difficult with SBR and.
Yeah, I kind of when I planned all this, it was before all unfortunately stuff happened.
Yeah.
Right. So I was in a better mood at the time. Honestly, I would have shifted things around a bit and rolled in on Friday just because I have so many things going on. But it is what it is. And I need a change of scenery anyways for a couple of days.
How long are you staying for?
Until Monday morning. I leave Monday morning.
Yeah, that's when I leave. Right, Donnie Wright said staying like a little longer.
Yeah, it's Donnie Wrightside wife's coming down and stuff, right? The family?
Yeah, his wife's coming. Yeah.
And what's this? So you told us today, tell people today you've got someone.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, no. So I've told you, Gabe, and people might not know, I'm real particular with like going places. Like I have to have like certain things. And like, that's why I go to my shore house. Cause like I can go and buy stuff. But I actually have a girl that I know that lives in Vegas and basically on Friday morning, she's going to go out to the Walgreens or to the CVS. I got a list for her that I need her to pick up for me, body wash, all sorts of different stuff. So when I get to the hotel, I don't got to use any of the towels or anything. I have all that I'm bringing. I got my towels. She's going to pick up all my stuff for me. So
You don't want to use any hotel towel.
no hotel towels. I actually use them to put on
I
the
think
floor.
you're like Howard Hughes or something. Are you gonna like sleep? Are you gonna put like the Italians? You gonna put like the plastic on top of the bed?
No, I'm actually going to have her bring a comforter so I don't have to use theirs. So yeah, I'm very particular. I don't, I don't, there's a reason I have a cleaning lady that comes to my house because I want it completely spotless and I don't want to live like a slob, I need to stay in like comfort, so.
Yeah, this is the Golden Nuggets it's a pretty upscale place.
That's what I've heard. I'm looking forward to it. I'm big with like body wash and like certain types of toilet paper and all that kind of stuff. So I need,
like the El Cortez where Cam is staying. That's a little bit more.
Yeah, Blackjack Fletcher was telling me that he actually's been there one time. Like he didn't stay there, but he like knows where it is. He says, according to him, he says it's the oldest hotel in Las Vegas.
What, the El Cortez?
Like it's the oldest living like casino hotel at this point. Like,
yeah, it is.
it was built like a long time ago.
Yeah. It's legendary.
And they haven't renovated it, I don't think either.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
The El Cortez isn't as
because like what
cool. They've got a cool like bar scene there at the El Cortez. It's not as bad as it's old. Like Fremont Street, that's the original Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Like before, people think the mob built Vegas and Bugsy Siegel and that shit, but it was around way before the mob got there. But it used to just sort of be like wild gambling Bill Saloon and like Fremont Street and stuff. And the mob was the ones that started building the glitzy hotels and all that shit.
Sure.
See, like Andreas thinks the Flamingo. No, it's not the Flamingo. That's the Strip. That whole story of Bugsy Siegel was the Strip being built. There was nothing on the Strip before. Man, the Golden Gate Casino and El Cortez have been there, like Big Man was saying, like since 1906, fuck. Like 1850 and shit. Like, dude, prostitution in the gold rush days in Vegas, it was like in the late 1800s. Like, they've been gambling there for fucking over 100 years. But it was like the Las Vegas Strip didn't exist. And like the Flamingo was the first fancy, glitzy hotel. Like before there weren't hotels. There were sort of like gambling saloons and whorehouses.
Is the Tropicana still in Vegas?
Yeah, the Tropicana, yeah.
That's the oldest hotel currently. Oh, wait, no, it's the third. I'm sorry. What am I saying? All right, the oldest hotels are Flamingo. That's gone, I believe, right?
No, Flamingo Hilton's still there.
Okay. SLS, which is the Sahara. Tropicana. The Link, that used to be the Flamingo Capri. Planet Hollywood used to be the Tally Ho.
Yeah.
Caesar's Palace is quite old.
Yeah, but no, the real
Circus.
Been there since like the 50s, right? Late 50s, early 60s.
Which one?
Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's 1966.
Yeah, 66.
And then Circus 68.
Yeah.
Holiday, which is Harrah's 73. MGM Grand 73.
Yeah,
Nob
but
Hill.
I'm talking. There's the real. Like
I think that's only strip hotels.
Yeah, like Golden Gate Casino. Let's see, Wikipedia. All right, Golden Gate Hotel and Casino is located on 1 Fremont Street. What an address, 1 Fremont. As part of the Fremont Experience, it is the oldest. Yeah, that's what I was right. Yeah, it opened up in January 13th, 1906. The casino operated within the hotel until a statewide gambling ban took effect in 1909. Las Vegas, then Nevada, then re-legalized gambling in 1931. In 1955, it was renamed the Golden Gate. The Golden Gate is known for its cheap shrimp cocktails. Want to go over for a cheap shrimp cocktail?
And get sick in the process? Yeah.
Oh, they have famed ones. The Plaza is a pretty old hotel. Let's see the Plaza.
El Cortez looks like it's in like a bad part of town, kind of.
It is. It is. Like it's
It looks like it's kind of like run down.
it's in such a bad part of town, all right, dude, that my friend Kyle Turley, he's in a band, right? He's a musician too, so football player. Kyle Turley played a show at this fucking bar, like around the El Cortez. And Kyle Turley knows like a lot of crazy dudes and shit. So there was like fucking like these Marine dudes and like fucking like SEAL team guys and shit, all right? Kyle Turley's from San Diego.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, one dude was just like talking about, he just got back from like Afghanistan. And like, this other dude was telling me like, this guy's like a badass fucking like, these guys are like real tough dudes and badasses. All right. So I'm there at the show and I'm on the tour bus after with them. We're partying and shit. And I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going to see you guys later, man. So I fucking stumble off and I'm walking away and shit. I swear to God, man, this fucking like badass fucking SEAL dude comes up to me and he goes, listen, he goes, you seem pretty comfortable out here around like these people on the street here. He's like, do you mind if me and my wife walk with you? We're a little uncomfortable with the neighborhood. I told the guy, I said, dude, you just got back from like war. He goes, yeah, this is different though. This is fucking nuts. Fuck, he's all freaked out. I was like,
yeah, a big gun too.
Like an escort for these guys. We're walking through the crackheads in downtown Vegas. People are talking to us. I'm like, fuck off. Fucking I'm just walking through the hood and shit there with these fucking like Marine dudes. They're all like fucking amped and shit. I was like, wow, fuck, these fucking guys are all here. You guys go to war. I told them the opposite. I said, if you dropped me in Afghanistan in a war, I'd shit my pants. Fuck. I said, I got no problem walking down the street in Vegas. Yeah, it was funny too. Buddy said it's all relative. He goes, it's all relative. It was funny too. He goes, I'm all right, but it's my wife. And then he even said, he goes, I'll end up killing someone out here or something, right?
I mean, plus he had an M16 when he was in Iraq. It doesn't.
It's just funny. Like, sort of guys were coming up and bumming money. He was like, get away. Like, like, dude, it's gonna be all right, fun. It's like, calm down, man.
What do you think the most disgusting hotel in Vegas is?
The most disgusting hotels in Vegas are some of the ones. They're the motels where like they're next to the wedding chapels and shit.
Oh, like Best Western and stuff.
No. Like they're like local names, like the fucking Honeymoon Resort or the whatever. Like they've been there for fucking ever. The scariest hotel, one of the scariest hotels in Vegas, is the Motel 6 across street from the MGM. Like there's fucking shootings. The cops are like in the hotel 24/7. And it's funny, if you look on Expedia and shit, there's another one. It's called the Best America Traveler Inn or something. America's Travelers Inn. And they make it seem like it's a cool motel off the strip. It's not. It's like people fucking get killed there, like nightly almost. It's like, I can't believe like even Expedia has it on their page. The Stratosphere is pretty bad as well. Because the Stratosphere, people see the Stratosphere on CSI all the time. And they're like, oh, the Stratosphere, I see that from TV. And the Stratosphere bills itself like they're on the strip. They're like, oh, the north end of the strip. It's not the north end of the strip, fuck. It's the north end of hell, fuck. Like, there's nothing around the Stratosphere besides crackheads and murderers and like fucking kidnappers. I lived on the corner, I know. So I lived in that neighborhood. It's called Naked City.
See, the thing about like dangerous stuff, that like in Atlantic City's a fucking shithole, man. I mean, everywhere. I mean, all the casinos on the boardwalk are they're riddled with shitheads around.
Yeah, Atlantic City's beaten down, right?
Yeah.
There's some dangerous parts of Atlantic City, but the thing is,
the whole city's terrible, except for like.
City's kind of barren though. There's not a lot of people there. You know what I mean?
No, in the winter
it's abandoned almost.
Yeah, in the winter it's weird. Like it's kind of ghostly, really.
Like Vegas is literally one of the most dangerous cities in America. But it's not really for tourists. Well, it can be, obviously, as we've seen, but it is if you're dumb. But I'm just stating that, like, if you're a drug dealer in Vegas, like, people are trying to kill you. Like, there's cartels there. The Strip is a fucking dangerous place on the weekend. because there's all these gangs that come up from LA every week and they fucking run into each other on the strip. There's like shootings on the strip every weekend. The hookers and the women in the casinos are all out to rob you. So the women hookers will either pickpocket you or they want you to take you back to their room and to your room, and then they're going to drug you in your room. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
So they're going to fucking drop. It's like reverse. They're going to drop a roofie on you. Fuck. They have like fucking knockout shit. So they're going to knock you out and they're going to rob you fucking blind and shit. And they don't think you're going to report it because, they'll generally look for married dudes with wedding rings and shit, right? Because they know these guys won't report it to the cops.
Yeah, you wake up and all
I'm not making it seem like it's everything like that, but basically Vegas, man, I lived there for years, right? So I know, like, it's basically there's like lambs, man, and there's parasites and vultures that will feed on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a woman, you got to watch out, man. Like men will try to date rape you and shit at the club, at those nice nightclubs and shit.
Yeah, right. Sure.
You go to a strip club and you're a dude, that stripper's going to fucking rack your credit card up if you give it to her.
Yeah.
Right? Like you go down the list, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess tonight this is the lesson. I'm giving you guys a lot of tips here, but don't give a stripper your fucking credit card. If you go to a strip club, pay cash.
Exactly.
Right? Don't give the bartender your fucking credit card at a fucking bar in Vegas in some casino.
Get
Don't
that cash out.
Your credit cards. If a couple of hot chicks are hitting on you, it's too good to be true, right? If you wonder why are these two really hot fucking young chicks all over me, well, because they're trying to play you. Fuck. I mean, just think. You know what I mean? I mean, I've been around the streets. I've been around this shit, so I can sense this shit from a mile away. And it doesn't mean that everyone's out to get you, but you just better be careful.
You would almost want to just assume everyone's out to get you.
Yeah.
Because they probably are. Yeah, I know all that.
Bruce Chad says he saw shady shit in Toronto a few years ago. Now he's never left the house since. Man, I went up there to Toronto, man, and fucking I went up there to Toronto. And I saw
someone tried to pickpocket me. No, I don't leave the house.
Yeah, I should write a Vegas manual. Fuck.
Chris Edge, I got a girl on lock. I got a girl that's gonna go to the motherfucking store for me, man. You mean to tell me you think she's only gonna go to the store for me? Come on, you all meet her. She's a good chick. She ain't one of these cornball.
Yeah, like basically, like there's a lot of girls in Vegas at the bars and stuff, right?
Sure.
Most of them are hookers. So. Like, and I hate to say it, but generally any girls that are sitting, if there's like two girls sitting in a bar in Vegas, they're hookers. And you can, there's tourists that are there. So, basically if you want to get laid, you want to party with chicks and shit like that, you can do it. But, you got to go talk to, other chicks that are on tourists and shit. Hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Portland. Hey, you know what I mean? And you start partying with them. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of hot chicks at the bar and shit, and they're going to flirt with you, right? They'll be, hey, what are you up to? And what's going on? And another thing is, too, the cops, like, they film the episode Cops in Vegas, right? And firsthand, I've seen it, man. Like, they have sting operations all the time. It's like fucking, basically, like, stay away from the hookers. That's my moral of the story. Like if some hooker comes up to you in a casino and you think, oh, she seems cool and shit, it's going to end poorly for you. Fuck. She's either going to rip you off, nothing's going to happen. She's going to steal your money, or worse, she'll end up drugging you and shit. Like, it's just not worth it.
Not for that 5 minutes. And you're just going to lose a lot of money. You're right.
Like, yeah, like basically, and Vegas is.
That's a good point by Papa Giorgio. Don't let girls come up to you, go up to them. That's actually a decent point.
Yeah, but it's not just you can go up to them and they're hookers too, right? But
most hookers wear heels, I've noticed. Like if they have big ass heels on, they're probably a hooker.
It depends on the casinos too, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, like each, the strip, he said, I Kid Groove. Yeah, I watch too many movies. No, I actually live Kid to Groove.
Kid the Grooves, he's a troll, Gabe.
I actually,
He always knows everything.
I've actually lived things, Kid to Groove. I don't just talk. I don't just talk shit in an internet chat forum.
Yeah.
We look forward to your book on lessons and morals in life.
Yeah, he doesn't live in Dubuque, Iowa, like you.
No.
We've actually seen this kind of shit. You got to have eyes in the back of your head.
Nate Brooks, I only date girls with big ass heels.
But you know what heels I'm talking about? The ones that are like weird colors and shit.
No, that's like street hooker shit.
Yeah.
Like casino, they wear the cocktail dress. Dude, they're fucking sharp. It's not just hookers either. It's like there's a lot of chick grifters, right?
Sure.
Like a good scam was I saw in Vegas. I was at the table too when they did it. And they basically, like, chicks will sit down at the table and they'll start playing blackjack, all right? And, you know, they're hot and they have their cleavage out and shit. And so one of the chicks will start talking to fucking a dude at the table. And basically, it's so stupid and it's easy, but then the chick will drop her fucking purse or she'll drop her casino chips while she's flirting with some dumbass from Iowa. And the guy inevitably is going to bend down and he's going to fucking pick it up for her, fuck. And he wants to look at her tits and shit. So she'll even get down. She'll be crouching down. Oh, stupid me, I dropped my chips. Oh, let me help you. And the second that he fucking does, man, the fucking next hook, the next chick at the fucking table, her friend's going to scoop the chips and shit. Now, the casino is not supposed to be in on. It's supposed to be illegal to do that. Charles Oakley got busted for taking chips, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, these chicks pay off the fucking dealers and the security guards. There's a hustle, right? Like the hookers know they can pickpocket someone in a casino because the security's not going to do anything about it because the security's getting paid off by them, or they're getting free blowjobs, etc. So it's very, you know, they sort of run the place. Fuck, like that's the whole thing. Like, you know, like it's not like, oh, I got ripped off by a hooker and they're going to do anything. The casino will just kick you out. They'll say, well, what are you ordering hookers for in our property? You're evicted. And they ain't going to kick the hooker out.
No. Listen, Gabe, I get someone to go get me body wash. You really think I'm going to put my dick in a fucking hooker? Come on, bro. You can't be that fucking stupid. Seriously. If you are, I mean, knock on another door.
Is, though, I noticed when I lived there, I was very smart and I sort of knew a lot of the hustles and shit. I knew, like, I'm not even talking about, like, I'm just talking about the casinos and the way the city works. But the way it is there, like, they're open 24 hours, right? The casinos never close. There's no last call in Vegas.
Sure. It's always
work. You can fucking walk up to the bar at 4:30 in the morning or 4:30 in the afternoon, order whatever the fuck you want, man. Like, there's no last call. Like, liquor stores don't close. The casinos don't close. So where they'll get you is late at night, man. Like, trust me, I didn't do stupid shit at 2 in the afternoon, big man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could tell you 20 stories of me. Oh, fuck, man. I lost $3,000 at fucking 5:30 in the morning when I was wasted. Like, you know, they get you. Like, it's called penny wise, pound crazy. Like, you're smart for 20. Like, they count on it. They're like, you might be able to hold out for 23 hours and fucking 58 minutes, man. But for 2 minutes, you're going to do something stupid at the crap table, bro. Like, they know. They're like, we'll get you. You'll wear out. You'll get hungry. You'll get drunk. Well, you know, our dealer will distract you. Our tits will distract you. We'll get you eventually. Oh, you got through one day. We'll get you tomorrow. And they do. It's like somehow, like, you just fucking stumble. And it starts off like, wow, I'm drunk, but I'll play a couple of hands for fun. And the next thing you fucking know, you're fighting with the pit boss. And fucking next thing you know, you're banned from the casino. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit escalates fast there, man.
I got an idea, Gabe. Don't drink.
Yeah, well, alcohol, that's a very good point. Very, very, very good point.
The devil, I'm telling you.
Right,
the fucking devil.
It is. Look, D from Detroit. My buddy fell asleep in his room with 2 hookers. They took him for $8,000. Boom. See?
Yeah. What do you think? They're going to be nice and leave the money there?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you fucking.
I mean, no offense to that guy's friend, but, like, he deserves to get fucking got. Like,
$8,000 lying around the room. You're going to bring a couple of chicks from Vegas, and they're going to wait you out too.
Dude, not for nothing.
Like you might think, no, it's good. Yeah, they blew you. You might have done them both. It was a great threesome. They know you're going to pass out after. They're going to rob you blind.
Bro, I do the same thing. Like, fuck you mean? Like, if I see 2G sitting there, I'm never going to see this guy again. I'm going to grab my money and get the fuck out of there. Get the hell out of here.
Like I said, it's hard to go to. What are you going to do? You're going to call the Las Vegas cops in a
Yeah,
minute?
hey,
Yeah, I had 2 hookers up here last night.
Yeah, right. Here's their number. It's probably a throwaway phone, so it doesn't matter. I mean,
yeah.
What are you going to do? It's like when someone steals from you, you call the cops. Like,
Yeah,
why?
like, well, that's why people rob drug dealers, right? Other people like
Yeah, it's not traceable. What do? Hey, someone took 4 packs of raw off me. What were you doing selling 4 packs of raw? Like, come on.
No, actually, people are asking me if me and my buddies. No, I'll be honest with you. I've never ordered a hooker in Las Vegas before, and yeah, Sunny Vega's right. I do respect I respect their hustle. They're hustlers. I'll have drinks with them in a casino, but I don't.
He got them off Backpage. Oh, then you should have. Then he deserves it.
They're all sharks.
The fact that he went on Backpage.
You're better off, honestly, guys. If you're gonna do that, as opposed to getting ripped off, just fucking do Kia Maria, or one of these chicks. There's websites in Las Vegas. All the porn stars are hookers there. Not all of them, but
Sure. You pay them 2Gs. It's a fun time.
Yeah, $1,500. Some of them are like $800. The big name chicks, $2,000. They can't, it's not like fucking they can get that much because other people know that they do this.
And you know what? They're going to come to your room. They're going to be
a big deal if it was like, oh my God, Gary Maria will fucking do me for $4K for the night. And it's so special. But it's not as special because whatever you see, like she's on a website, like it's not exclusive. You know what I mean?
But at least she's going to be cool to you. She's not going to steal from you.
She's not going to rip you off.
Yeah.
You know
and she's probably going to be a lot funner than some fucking skank on the street.
Exactly. You're better off dropping $1,500 to be with some vivid chick.
I got to ask you, Gabe. Gabe, because you're a guy that kind of understands this shit. What the fuck what is pleasing about that? Like getting some slob off the street to come in and blow you in 5 minutes and leave. Like, what is so rewarding about that?
Well, the thing that
I'm just not built like that. I don't know.
Men will be men, and sex is always going to be a thing. But
you're going to put away. I mean, you can.
The thing I don't understand, big man, is what I don't understand is when you see in some neighborhoods, and every city has them. Is like really, really like scuzzy, like crackhead chicks.
Yeah.
That have black eyes and like fucking like scabs and like they're bleeding and they like, it's like, dude, like you really even want to get within 10 feet of this chick? And I used to see it, man, in Montreal. I used to live in this neighborhood in Montreal. I felt sorry for the women. Like they were fucking they were like zombies, man. They were beat up, like the type of hookers with black eyes and like fucking scabs, and like they look like they're dying of like AIDS and shit.
No teeth, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd see these nice cars pull up every day, dude. And I was thinking, like, okay, you're a pervert, whatever, but like, why? Like, really? You get a kick out of sticking your dick in this toothless chick's fucking mouth?
Yeah, it's
like really like this chick hasn't taken a bath or a shower in 3 months. She lives under a bridge, dude.
Like what is
like? And then secondly, don't you feel sorry for her? Like really? Like it's disgusting. Like
I'll tell you, man. In Atlantic City, I see it all the time. These girls, and they look like at one point they kind of remind me of like my sister. They
were nice girls. They were all nice girls.
Yeah, and it's like they get strung out, and it's like they're strung out, and they have to like do like dudes in like vans and shit. It's like.
Yeah, like Van Fob saying, like East Vancouver, like these junkie chicks, like they're diseased. Like they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sad, really. I would almost be like sad,
Yeah, but like Jamba says, like you said, they abuse these women and shit, right? You're right. But I mean, there's different levels of like hookers. Like there's high level escorts and shit that,
Yeah, look, you get what you pay for.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like going to McDonald's or going to Del Frisco's. I mean, if you go to Del Frisco's, you're going to get a great meal and you're going to feel great and you're going to feel good. And you go to McDonald's, you're going to feel like shit and it's cheap, but it's not good for you.
Although I will say I'm not a big McDonald's fan either, but me and Cam have talked about it. The best McDonald's actually is on Fremont Street.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's the best McDonald's in North America.
What makes it better? Just tastes good.
Yeah, I don't know. The food seems to be better. I don't know. It's like
Or is that just because you're
it's
whacked?
hotter, it's better. Like it's just consistent. There's something about it. Like the biscuits in the morning are great. The breakfast is great. The chicken tenders are good. Everything's good. The chicken, like I don't know. There's something about this McDonald's. I don't even like McDonald's, but this specific, and it's not just me. I said to Cam once. I said, Cam, you ever been? I said, you ever been to that fucking McDonald's on Fremont Street? And right away, he goes, yeah, it's the best, isn't it? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, my girlfriend noticed that too. He goes, my girlfriend thinks it's the best. And I had my ex-girlfriend who's uptight, doesn't drink and doesn't smoke weed or anything. So she's not like wasted or anything. She's an uptight chick that doesn't even eat junk food. And she's like, oh my God, this is the best McDonald's I've ever been to in my life. Like,
No shit.
yeah, I don't know what it is. There's just something about that McDonald's, fuck.
Speaking of meals, is there going to be any continental breakfasts that they're going to host here for SBR or what?
No.
Come
Well,
on.
yeah, you know what? Last year there was like, you know what? Last year at the IPC they gave us a free breakfast. Yeah, coupon
No shit.
at the hotel. But the Golden Nugget's different. Like you got to pay for it. So I don't know if they're gonna.
Now, Gabe, would
Golden
you?
Nugget has some nice restaurants in there.
Yeah, I'm actually going to one Friday night, Gabe. I'm going to the Italian restaurant there, Grotto. It's called.
Yeah, the one in the detailer. That's correct.
Hey, Gabe, would you rather go to IPC in Vegas or Costa Rica again?
Me personally, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Because Costa Rica is different, right?
You know where it's going to be next year, right?
No.
Guess.
Well, you want it to be in Atlantic City?
Oh, yeah. That I can show all you motherfuckers the fucking deal.
I know, but you just told us how Atlantic City's a dump.
Yeah, but it's my dump. My dump. All right. I love it. It's a beautiful town.
You want it to be there.
I would love it for it to be there. My ideal breakfast meal? I don't know. Probably like an omelet, nice omelet with some of those little Jimmy Deans.
Yeah, the
Omelet bars. Right?
it's the McDonald's at the detailer. You're right. It's so good. There's something about that McDonald's.
I heard they use rat meat instead of.
I plan on exactly like the show said. I'm gonna do.
That ain't gonna happen, Big
I'm
Will.
gonna do the McDonald's all day thing. They have McDonald's breakfast all day.
No shit.
Yeah, although I wouldn't mind. Yeah, every McDonald's has that now. But
Do they really? I didn't
I
know.
wouldn't mind specifically though. We were talking about that Heart Attack Grill. Are we going to be up for that place?
No. None of us want to die. I would go to a pool party, but we're not gonna have much time, unfortunately.
Well, you get in Friday, yeah.
I mean,
my deal is tomorrow, whatever. I get in late tomorrow night, Wednesday night. I take it easy. I'm not drinking tomorrow night or anything. And
yeah, you will.
No, I'm not tomorrow. And then Thursday, though, I will. Thursday, we're going to do a show from our hotel. Thursday night, we'll do our show because tomorrow we'll be traveling. So
Well, you and I got to get up, Gabe, and talk about MLS. We got MLS bets to make.
And then Friday night's the big party night, big man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really drink, right? So
Right.
but Friday night, that's like everyone's gonna get shit faced. There's an open bar meet and greet from 4 to 6. Everyone's gonna get wasted, and then everyone's gonna go out after. That's the way it worked last year.
Right. Well, I'm going to dinner at 9:00, so I'll be back after.
You're going to what? You're going to dinner Friday night at 9:00?
Yeah. I gotta have a little meal.
Yeah, that'll be in full party mode by then.
I'm sure an hour won't. I'm sure I can go and come back, and you will all be at the Sportsbook, just fucking around.
No, I know Friday night it's me, Jimmy the Bag, and Loshak. They're going to be joining me on the freak show here, like a combo show. Loshak and the Bag and Morency on Friday night at 7:00 Vegas time, and we'll go only to about 9:00 actually. Vegas time. Maybe, about that. And then after we'll all go out and shit. Then I'll be all hungover Saturday at the convention. And then Saturday night too. I speak Sunday morning, so I'll take it easier on Saturday night. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like my bigger party nights will be Thursday and Friday night in Vegas. Then Saturday I'll sort of start winding it down a bit. All right, big man. So we'll see you.
Yeah,
I'm
Friday.
going dark tomorrow. I got no radio show and no. Not good, fuck for me. In other words, I realize I make no money tomorrow. I better win gambling.
How are you doing tonight?
What's that?
How are you doing tonight?
I don't know. I was doing all right. Last night I had the rave. I've been doing well in the preseason. So, what happened with the Yankee game?
They won.
They finally fucking won the game, huh?
Yeah, they won in like the 13th, I think.
All right, boom. So yeah, I had the Philadelphia Phillies.
Did they win? They didn't.
It was delayed forever. Fuck.
Did they win?
They were up 3-1 before. So
You know what really pissed me off? These
they lost
fucking
10-4.
goddamn fucking Brewers. Fucking losers are up 4-0 and fucked it. What a joke.
You know what? I went 2-2. I had the Blue Jays winner, and I had the Blue Jays winner, and I had a Tampa Bay Ray Yankee parlay. That's a winner.
No.
But I lose the fucking Phillies game, and I lose my Athletic Brewer parlay because the fucking Brewers.
Yeah, I had the Braves. I had the fucking Brewers.
The Athletics are up 6-0 now, too. Fucking cocksuckers. Fucking.
And I got Houston.
Yeah, I've got Houston right now, too, actually. I'm on the Astros.
Settle down, Spenny Mac. None of that.
3-1 Astros now.
Spenny Mac says no virtual tonight.
No virtual.
Gabe's got to keep his money, not lose it.
I've got no money in Bet365 right now. I'm on Bookmaker.
All right, free soccer play for you tomorrow, Gabe. Champions League. Dynamo Zagreb, Young Boys, over 2.5.
All right, I like that. What time is that at?
2:45, I believe. Do I like In-N-Out Burger? I don't think I ever had it. Phillies are up 4-1, gave up 9 unanswered. What a joke.
Yeah, to a fucking team that has a fucking fire sale today.
Yeah, that's the second time they fire sailed this year, and they just crushed the other team. The first fire sale, they won 25-4. What a joke.
Chicago White Sox score?
Philly's really falling off.
The White Sox lost 5-2. The Twins won 5-2. Twins won 5-2.
Does Oakland ever lose?
Yeah, they're on a fucking tear. So are St. Louis, dude.
Amazing.
St. Louis are 15-4. They're going to be 16-4 in their last 20 if they win this game. Like I said, Oakland has been on a fucking tear, but Oakland's schedule is kind of soft. Seems like they're always playing shitty teams, but they take advantage of it.
The Orioles, do you think they'll lose over 115 games, Gabe?
They're getting pretty damn close. That's too many.
They have 89 losses.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. They have 37 wins only. Holy shit.
I think they have like 50 games left, 40 games left.
Yeah, I'm too tired to do the math.
Same. All right, Gabe.
All right, big man.
Later, dog.
See you in a few days.
Sounds good. See ya.
All right, guys. So we'll take one last quick break, and we'll wrap things up. I've got an early morning tomorrow. I got to go to the dentist again. Never fucking ends, man. I got to go to the dentist again. But our teeth are much better than they were even last week. So it's been worth it. It's been a little bit of pain. And, not really pain. I'd say discomfort, but Yeah, like I said, tomorrow, I sort of wanted to be, I sort of wanted to, I want to do the radio show tomorrow from like 4 to 6 and then get to the airport, but we would have been cutting it close. And basically, it seemed like everyone's in a travel mode tomorrow. Like I spoke to the bosses at the radio network and they were like, no, you're traveling to Vegas. It's good. We'll meet you in Vegas on Thursday. Just get there safe. I think people just feel bad for me because so but I was like, I could do it. I said, I could do it. I don't really mind. I can do it. And they're like, no. And then there's nothing I can do about the SBR show for here tomorrow night. I'll be in the air tomorrow night. But we'll be here with you on Thursday. We'll wrap things up here in a minute. I like that. Yeah, you're right. I'll get a Vegas backdrop when I'm in New York. The Nats are not winning the division, Ken. I love you, Ken, but the Nats are not winning the division. I actually wanted a Toronto backdrop. Like I couldn't find one. Can't find a Toronto backdrop in Toronto. All right, we got college football on Saturday, and for the record, I'm starting to like Wyoming more and more. Yeah, I'm going to try not to lose the computer this time. All right, guys. Gonna wrap things up here in a minute. I got to be at the dentist early in the morning, and reality's starting to kick in here right now for me. I've had a lot on my mind recently, so I've pushed aside sort of my own personal things. But this is no motherfucking joke. Like, I just realized I don't even know if I'm going to come back here now to this condo. I'm going to have to because I have my shit here. But suddenly it just hit to me right now when I was on the balcony. I was like, you know what? It's kind of a big pain in the ass for me to fly back from fucking kind of a big pain in the ass for me to fly from Vancouver to Toronto, then to New York. Fuck, I might just fucking skip fucking Toronto and go right Vancouver, right to New York. Let's be real. Let's be real. Shit's getting real, boys. Changes. It's going to be fucked up for me, too. Like, as it is now, man, I'm going to be living in like a fucking hotel, which I really don't want to do. It's funny. Before, I didn't mind doing that. So I might just get an Airbnb in New York for like a week or two before I get a place. It's going to be like, my life is anything but stable right now. I'll put it this way. Like, how many of you are standing in your fucking condo and realize, you know what? I'm only going to be back here one more time. I'm looking around. I'm like, I'm not packed. I got a bunch of shit here. Holy motherfuck. This is not, the Vegas timing isn't great for me now. I have to go back to Vancouver next week. You know, I wish I'd be seeing my mother when I go back to Vancouver, but it's my mother related. So I'm just going to accept that. I'm not going to stress myself out. You know, I have a stressed out life enough as it is. I don't need to stress myself out about these things. It is what it is. I can only be in one city at one time, man. Like, you know, I'm doing my best, fuck, to try to spread myself and get everywhere where I need to be, fuck, you know? It's not easy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Airbnb. But yeah, all we can do is take things one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. I got a heavy metal record to do as well. Like, I got a lot of shit going on. All I can do is take it one day at a time, right? One show at a time, one thing at a time. No, I'm not renting in a fucking house. I gotta have my own place. And that's expensive in New York, but give us a thumbs up if you can on the way out. And as far as the IFBC is concerned, So as we stated, guys, listen, we're not going to be here tomorrow night. We're going to be on our way to Vegas. We'll be with you Thursday night throwdown, live from Vegas, special guest in studio from the hotel, Taylor Stevens, Sonny Vega, Fat Bud from San Diego, Cam Stewart, Babano. It's going to be off the hook on Thursday night. We'll get the party started. Like Thursday night, I'll sort of be in control because it'll be in a hotel room. It'll be my show and shit. Friday night, everyone's going to be wasted after the open bar meet and greet. We're combining Loshak and Jimmy the Bag and us here together. So it's just going to sort of be a crazy shit show from the Nugget on Friday night. And then on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, you guys can watch it all on YouTube, all the conferences, all the speakers. And then on Sunday, you can watch all the speakers and conferences again, including I'll be up on Sunday at 3:00 Eastern. Sunday, 3:00 Eastern is when I speak. 3:00 Sunday, 3 Eastern, noon local time. Yeah, God bless you, Taylor. Thanks for hooking me up. My biggest influence musically. I like a lot of different people. So yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll see a lot of you tomorrow at the airport. Seems like everybody's gone. Yeah, Casey, we'll be at the Golden Nugget Friday night. It'll be a big party at the Golden Nugget Friday night, Casey. I'll be around Saturday too at the Sportsbook watching the games and shit. But like I said, I speak Sunday morning, so I'm going to get less blasted. I'll still party Saturday, but I'll shut it down earlier type thing. And oh yeah, I forgot about that. It never ends, man. At 9:00 Vegas time, I have to do TV. They're nut jobs. The Fantasy Sports Network has some fucking draft that I'm in. And it was supposed to be Sunday night from Vegas online. And now, no, they're going to do it live on TV. Fuck. And I'm going to be on Skype, all hungover from a hotel room. Fuck. Yeah, I'll take Antonio Brown. I can't fucking whatever. Hey, be careful what you wish for. Hey, better to be busy than to be dead, right? As they say. Oh, God. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Shot Picks. Casey, we'll see you this weekend, Casey. Send me a message on Twitter, Casey. But listen, I'm kind of locked in, buddy, right? I got to be at certain places. But we will be at the Golden Nugget Friday night, Friday evening, doing our show, having drinks at the bar and shit. So, and then Saturday, I'll be watching the games and stuff too. I'll be around. Exactly. Idle time is the devil's time. You're right, C-Man, especially me. That's why I do these shows. Of course, we had to lose our no-hitter. It was 43-0. We said, give us a thumbs up. Well, whoever gave us the thumbs down, out of all the problems I have in my life, this isn't one of them. Thanks to SBR. We'll see the SBR crew in Vegas. Remember to watch all the SBR stuff during the day tomorrow. They're not traveling. I will be, though. And we'll see you online. I'll tweet something out from the airport. Maybe we'll Periscope from the airport with Sonny Vega tomorrow or something. If we could figure out how to fucking get Periscope on my fucking phone. It's weird. Periscope works on my phone, but it goes to Facebook and not Twitter. Bizarre. No, Grinch, there's no bedtime. I don't know about you, but I actually I have to practice guitar now for a couple of hours. I'm going to pack up, to be honest. I don't know. I got to do a lot of things at once. I got a dentist appointment at 8 in the morning. It never fucking ends. It never ends. I'm not complaining, no. Life's good. Life's good. Like I said, my mother passed away. But I have to look at the positive of that. I was blessed to have her for 66 years. She beat cancer years ago. And, you know, none of us are here forever, man. There's people that, you know, life is fragile for everybody. So we all need to look at the positives and appreciate the time that we have with our loved ones when we do. So other than that, hey, we'll see you guys online. I'll be online tomorrow. I'm just not going to be doing any shows, even though I wanted to. But we'll figure stuff out. We'll be online tomorrow. And next time you see me online here, we'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada. Other than that, you're on your own. May the winners be yours. Later.